All right, welcome back, Sporer. Thank you so much. And breaking news, my EMLB manager from the Montreal Expos, GT Sundown, just unpacked a Babe Ruth limited edition throwback card, that iron card that we remember oh so well from OOTP25. Gang, good to see you in the chat. Got the emotes going. Johnny P is here. Max LP and his vinyl collection has made it with us today. And of course, as I mentioned, GT Sundown, Ezra Denny, Don't Cut the D-Block-Dragon, EVC and NYC. It's a who's who of OOTP community. Glad to have you here, guys. And yeah, we got a big show for you today because got a lot going on. Got a lot going on in the OOTP world. Again, Laptop Pound here, back to Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And of course, I'm going to bring in very soon my special guest today. Usually I have him on Tuesdays, but because I didn't stream on Tuesday, I want to have him on today. He's graciously offered me his time for you guys to come on and discuss some things about the game. So we are going to bring in D-Block very soon, and who knows? Who knows? I don't know if this gentleman will come up at some point in the game. Maybe we'll see a reference to him. I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be our agenda for today. So while you're getting your drops here from the affiliate drops and opening those glorious packs to try and pull some of today's cards, we're gonna chat with D-Block a little bit, because some of you that come over from the raid maybe not be familiar with him, because D-Block does kind of stream early in the morning. He is from overseas, from Europe, from Germany, so you may not be familiar with his content. We're going to do a bounty, so hopefully you have a open slot. It's been a while since we did a bounty. You have a chance to win some packs if you can knock both D-Block and I out. We're gonna draft a team together, D-Block, so you don't have to join the team. We'll just draft a team that I've already entered. We're going to look at the newer lower level cards that came out recently, including the ones that came today. Iron, bronze. I don't feel qualified to talk about silver, gold, diamonds, perfects. Not my jam. I do feel I have a little bit, at least, ability in analyzing some of the iron and bronze, simply because of the tournaments with the 5L and 6L, collecting a little bit of very basic data from that, and showing you guys what I've accumulated from that data. Again, there's other people that collect data, people in Discord that post their results. I know CWIT is always big on the lower level cards as well in the Discord, posting his information from the quick tournaments in bronze, and many others out there that do a wonderful job with their models and analysis. But we're just going to go through the iron and bronze cards that came out, and then we're going to look at the top performing cards based on what I've seen with the 5L tournament in April. We did this last year, looking at which cards seem to perform the best based on some very basic criteria. Again, I'm not a spreadsheet guy. I'm not a modeler. In some ways, I would like to learn a little bit about it. I'd love to have one of you in the community come on the show to do some Excel stuff and guide us through, maybe do a tutorial on using Excel and what the best data to collect is from tournaments and how you analyze it and piece everything together. That would be a fun thing to do. I've reached out in the past, but doesn't seem to be a lot of Excel experts that want to come on. But if you are one of those, I know there's other programs, probably better programs to analyze data, but Excel is kind of just the one I'm the most familiar with. So that would be my preferred one. But yeah, we're going to go through the top performing cards in April. And then, yes, we're going to talk about the topic of the week, the topic of the month, the combinators. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing, what we'd like to see, how maybe as a free-to-play player you can combat the combinators. No pun intended, but we're going to do that a little bit better. I'm a super modeler. Well, I did build models. You know, those snap ones? You guys ever have those as a kid where you buy the kit and then they just snap all the pieces together? I didn't do the ones where you had to glue. Oh, no way. That was too advanced for me. Just like a lot of this modeling is too advanced for me. Give me something that I can snap together. Give me the clip-on tie. Give me the shoes with the Velcro. That's what I'm all about. I'm good to go with those things. Snap models. Oh, thank you, Dan Brew. Thank you so much. I didn't mind painting. You go to the hobby shop and you get the little paint for your models too. I like the painting part. I just, it's like IKEA. Like, who can read those instructions? Who understands them? I hate instructions. I hate following through and get piece A3 and glue it to piece B7. And if you don't have an I-23, then maybe use the X15. It's like, what? I mean, when I build bookcases, they usually fall apart when I put heavy stuff on them, but I'm okay with that. I just put a lot of light stuff. My light books go in my bookcases. So that is the agenda for today, guys. Good to see you in chat. Bingo is his name. Oh, Mr. Devil Dog, fellow Canadian in the chat. A lot of Canadians here. Good to see. Lego and snap together models. That's what I enjoyed as a kid. And taking my 1977 Star Wars action figures out of their plastic casing with the cardboard and just putting them in the dirt. Just, Luke, go take on Darth Vader. And here comes R2-D2 crawling along the sandbox, and they duke it out. Yeah, I know. Hindsight. Mint on card, 1977. C-3PO. eBay, $700. But hey, kids got to play. Kids got to have fun. Go outside, kids. Get in the sandbox with your Hot Wheels and your action figures. Americans love the Canadians. Well, thank you. I've heard both sides of the story. Maybe you just love us for our politeness. You can punch us in the nose and we'll say sorry. Boom, there you go, Lap. And then I'll say sorry. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I apologize for having my face in front of your fist. No problem at all. Here, would you like a coffee? Maybe some Canadian money? Come on over and stay over with the wife and I. Go ahead. I'll put my face closer. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know why you guys like us Canadians. Okay. Without further ado, let's bring in the guest of honor here today from Germany. You've seen him, hopefully. If not, go subscribe to him. Come on, here. I'm going to even put in the shortcut here. I think that works. There you go. Go click on that now. Follow this guy. He's almost got 800 followers now. Let's get him up to 1,000. D-Block. Don't cut the D-Block. Don't cut the DBlockDragon. However you want to say it is with us today. How you doing, my friend?
I am very fine today. It was a beautiful day today here. And new cards. Yay!
Is there a holiday in Germany coming up soon?
It was yesterday. We had Labor Day yesterday. So everybody's out there. Was out there on Tuesday evening. The traditional May dances to dance into May, and we had a holiday yesterday. And a lot of people took the whole week off because other than in the States, we do actually have days off or can take days off.
Well, and that's strange because I think Americans are the same on their Labor Day. It's always a Monday. For us, it's the first Monday in September. That is our Labor Day every year. And when you said, that's why I thought it was coming up next week, but it was on
always May 1st.
Wednesday. Is it always on a Wednesday?
No, it's always on May 1st.
Oh, always on May 1st. Oh, and is that all Europe or just Germany or?
Basically the whole world except North America.
Oh, okay. So you're saying we're weird having it on Mondays.
Yeah, especially since the Labor Day being like a holiday, it comes from the U.S. actually. So, and it was because of some protests people did in Chicago in the 1920s or so. I'm not forgot about that. What that was called, but they were protesting for an 8-hour day, and of course, what was done at that time? The Pinkertons kind of tried to stop this protest.
All right.
Yeah, and as a in memory of that, that Labor Day was started all around the world, and that was in May. So they usually took the 1st of May then.
So there you go. And I mean, most holidays that the world celebrates, it is around the same time, same day.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Mother's Day and Father's Day in Germany?
We don't have Mother's Day is always on a Sunday, so nobody cares. Really, and Father's Day is always it's always on a Thursday.
Oh, really? On a Thursday? So
Yeah.
dads get the day offs, but the mums, who cares?
Yeah,
it's on a Sunday.
That is the yeah, and of course
wow.
because Father's Day in Germany, that is usually done with a lot of fathers trolling around in small gangs around the area in the outside with wagons full of beer, and so they need the Friday off too. So,
yeah. Well, that's why we have holidays on Mondays, is that 3-day weekend, so we can recover. It's like,
well, they have then of course the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, Sunday. So that's a 4-day weekend actually.
Oh, well, you guys are smarter than us. Then come on, Canada. Let's start doing these holidays on like Thursdays so we get the 4 or 5-day weekend. But hey, when you're retired, isn't it always a 4-day weekend? Kind of. Germany.
Actually, you don't like those holidays during the week, because then the stores are closed. You can't get any stuff.
They're not closed here. Do they close stores on?
Yeah, national holidays.
They do?
Nothing is open.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we used to have the Lord's Day
Where
Act.
I live, I think we have 12 national holidays where nothing is open.
I think we have 3. That's it. Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and that's pretty much it. Maybe we have 2. Everything's open pretty much all the time. And it used to be Sundays stores were forced to close because we had the Lord's Day Act. But when the Charter of Rights and Freedoms came into Canada in 1982, that was challenged. So interesting that you guys have your stores close like a lot more than we do.
Where I live, I think it's 10 here. That's the lowest amount. I think it's the highest amount is like, I think it's 14. I think that's in Bavaria and in East Germany. The Catholics, of course, they don't want to work. What do you know?
Yeah, and it's different in different maybe provinces and in different parts of North America. Some close on Easter, some don't. I mean, I this year on Easter and Good Friday, stores were open. And Christmas and New Year's Day, I think, are the only 2 days that most of the stores close. And even then, you've got some things, gas stations and convenience stores that still stay open for necessity kind of reasons. Well, okay, we're going to do trivia later, and there's going to be a D-block trivia question, so you make sure you're paying attention, students. But D-block, if you don't know, is, again, I think maybe one of our only European streamers, regular streamers anyway, that is part of the affiliates. He's from, I guess, the northern part of Germany. And, if you're in chat, have you guys been to Germany? Like, let us know. Have you traveled to Germany? I've been there. I landed in Frankfurt as part of a school trip. We made our way to Berlin. We went to Potsdam, and then we went over into Poland and Czech and Slovakia and Hungary and Poland. And I have to say, Budapest is one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. Just love the history, the old feel of Budapest. But if people were going to Germany, D-block, other than the typical kind of tourist sites that they might go to, what would you recommend? Where would you recommend people go to see some real cool things as a tourist?
Well, especially Americans, are going to the south because that's where the occupying forces were stationed. Ramstein, Munich, that area, maybe Stuttgart. That's where the bases were. So they basically know the South, and they know maybe Berlin as the capital, and they maybe know Cologne and Frankfurt. Those are basically the towns you know when you're coming from America. But my favorite part of Germany always is the north. First of all, it is Well, we are different kind of people than those in the South. I've made that clear quite often.
So kind of like Canadians and Americans.
Yeah, no, we are Vikings, and those are some victims. So.
You are Vikings up there.
Yeah.
Well, where's your Viking? Okay, honestly, just between you and I and the 400 people here, do you have a Viking hat?
No.
You don't? Okay.
I don't, because those hats didn't exist. Those with the horns and all that. That's just, they didn't have that.
Oh, I do have another question before you talk about the tourist sites. As a German, do you collect those big fancy beer steins?
No, those are Southern guys again, because you don't drink out of those, because beer tastes horrible out of those, because it doesn't stay fresh, which doesn't matter if you drink American beer where you don't have any foam anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But if you are drinking real beer where you have actually foam, which is there to close off the beer from the oxygen, so it stays fresh and none of the natural gases get out of there in beer, then you don't drink out of those steins.
Is this true? Is it more of a Denmark thing than Germany?
Well, it's Denmark. Denmark is Germany. Don't tell that to Denmarks, but that is basically the Saxons. That is the coastal part of Sweden, of Norway, Denmark, and the northern part of Germany. That is basically, that's the same thing. That's the same cultural people. The language was basically the same, whether if you were in Norway or in northern part of Germany or what is now the Netherlands. They spoke all the same English there. And it's called, right now, the state I'm living in is Lower Saxony. Lower because lower in altitude, and that is the Saxons, and the Saxons were basically the Vikings, which then get over to England. Those were, of course, famously Ragnar Lodbrok. You know that probably from that show Vikings, and those were. That's from Denmark, but we are basically the same people there, same cultural backgrounds and all that.
Okay, so the beer steins are basically a way to gouge
Southern,
tourists like us that come from Canada and America.
Yeah, again, and you have that in southern Germany, like where you don't need that because the beer isn't fresh anyhow. So,
okay. So cool things to see. If I was to go, I like the World War kind of things and seeing some of the history in World War where battles took place and trenches and that kind of stuff. But a lot of people aren't into that. They're into the architecture, the castles and things like that. And I'm sure throughout Germany, you must have a lot of cool architecture.
Yeah.
So a
lot of what you would basically call those Disney castles. That is more in the south too. We in the north, we are basically the biggest bloom of there was in the mid ages, medieval times, kind of like between 800 and maybe 1300. That's where the one of the main areas around the world was right there where I live right now in Braunschweig. We had one of the German Kaiser coming from here. He reigned in 1200 to 1215, I think. And he was like I said, the Viking. He was like 6'2", which at that time, where I think the average height was 5'2". That's where kind of like where I come from. There's a lot of huge people, a lot of brute strength, and no brain. That's where I come from.
Are you saying a lot of people have strength but no brains?
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that.
Our because a lot of brute people there where I come from. Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually go into a place and look at like a castle or something that you would recommend people, if they can go off the beaten path or kind of out of the main touristy areas. Where in Germany should I go here?
Yeah, if you want to go medieval, then it's Braunschweig, where I live. The inner city, okay. There's still a lot of things there about 1,000 years old. You can go there. Like the inner city is all about that.
Okay.
We still have the two biggest where you see Burg Dankwarterode, I said that again, and the Braunschweiger Dome.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I know. It's a little to the south there, right there in the middle. Yeah, exactly. If you look at that, that's the cathedral. That is the biggest church in Braunschweig. But that was actually only for the Kaiser family.
Really?
No normal people went in there. And you see to the left, that was their castle. So it was right there attached, so they didn't have to step outside into the gutter.
So their living residence kind of thing?
Huh?
Where they lived, like while they were there?
Yeah, that was their living quarters right there.
Oh. Wow. And this was built when? How old is this?
That's from, I think they started like in 1150 and finished it around 1200. And we have basically the same church, just a little south of that, and that was for the normal people in the town.
Whoa! I'm going to interrupt you right here because this goes with the
those are in the underground there, of the church. And this is the one here in the front. I know that because that is Heinrich der Löwe, Henry the Lion. He was in Braunschweig. He's more popular than the Kaiser was. The Kaiser was his grandson, but he was kind of like the most popular person from Braunschweig. He went to in the First Crusade with Richard Lionheart. He was the cousin and best friend of Richard Lionheart, and they had those adventures which a lot of people, a lot of stories were told about from the Crusades there. And that is Henry the Lion there, and the huge one in the back there, that is Kaiser Otto. That's the first and only, not that one, the one in front of that. No, to the left, we see that crown on that.
Oh yeah.
So that is Kaiser Otto, the only Kaiser from anywhere north of Frankfurt.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the first church clock ever built in the world.
That's okay. I can kind of see how it's a clock. What's this in the middle here?
It throws a shadow with the sun. And so with that, it shows what time it is.
So it's 1:30?
At that time, it is 1:30, yeah.
Yeah.
1:30 p.m. Exactly.
All right. Hey, I can tell time. Wow, way to go. Okay. So yeah, that looks like a cool place. And again, in your area of the world, give us one more maybe that
we could go to Celle. That's a little west of Braunschweig. Celle. That is actually where I was born. Never lived there. My parents live there right now, but that is where I was born. And you see that red thing that says Celle. Just to the left of it, there is Celler Schloss, and that is the castle. And that is more like a 15th century castle, more like these Disney type of castles and all that.
Ooh. Look at that. I mean, and geez, how did they, just to think this, I don't even know how many square feet this is, but it obviously a living area too. Like it looks like they have tons of rooms here. Was that for who lived here? Who existed here?
Well, actually, it was the family that lived in Braunschweig. They kind of like got into a squabble with the rich people in Braunschweig, and they took all the money and went to Hanover. And because Hanover was kind of like that's the biggest town right now in Lower Saxony, the capital of Lower Saxony, but the town is kind of like, not very pretty. So they went to the outskirts, which is right here, and that is basically the same family who were in Braunschweig.
Wow.
And from that family, you had was it 4 or 5 English kings? All the Georges in the 1700s, and the English kings, the Georges, they were from that family too, and which all were crazy. And yeah, that is that family.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say they had quite the lifestyle.
That's not a rat. That was a beaver. We're not New York, man.
Don't go to Germany. The size of the rats are this big. Yes, I'm Canadian.
The difference only is that tail has hair on it, and rats doesn't. But not much different then. But
okay, what's this symbolize here?
I have no idea.
Okay,
some stupid horse. I don't know.
Moving on. All right, good. Yeah, very cool.
Kitchen, yeah, it's
kind of like a suburb of Braunschweig.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. They have a lot of classical concerts in that area, in that gardens, the gardens of that castle. It's a very, very nice. What do you call that? Very nice recreational area there. Yeah, and that is one of the darker things. That's we are here in northern Germany, one of the only part of Germany that actually has some oil.
Oh, wow! Germany was a big steel. Is that the north? All the steel production.
No, the steel came from Lothringen, between Germany and France. That's where the steel came from. The iron came from there, and between East Germany and Czechoslovakia. And in those areas, here we only had the mountains there. Here they're called the Harz. They are very, very old mountains. They were at one time around like 4,000 meters, which is, what is that, 12,000 feet? And but they are right now they're about 1,000 meters, so about 3,000 feet. Only high. Everything else was there is kind of like eroded by wind and all that. And they had like silver mines in there. That's nice. Where what was here.
Okay, silver, what is this? Salt. Is this like a date mobile? Could you pick up a lot of dates on this and
I don't. Well, we probably would have to wash it first, because usually,
is this
the
like
women
a
I know
bus?
Really do not like dirty cars.
Is this what is this, a bus? Like
I have no idea what that is. It is a Daimler Benz, but it's a Mercedes. But it's not. I don't think it is. I think that's just put in there. It kind of looks like Russian or something like that. Something east.
Yeah, cruise around Braunschweig and that, man. Ooh. Okay. Very cool. Okay, I've never seen a train that looks like this. This Uma.
Well, why would you build a bigger one when that is sufficient?
That is but I love seeing kind of old history like this from different countries. Of course, typical kind of old gas pumps there, and yeah, I just find this stuff kind of fascinating. But lots of that. So you're saying that many places in Germany you can find like historical sites like that, castles, all throughout. Okay. And feel free to contact Don't Cut the D-Block-Dragon and ask for more tourist advice on where you can go, some of the hidden places. And
the biggest thing, of course, is Hamburg. In my thinking, I think it's the most beautiful city in Germany. Hamburg in the north, right there. Yeah, 1.8 million. So quite a big of city, and it has it basically has everything. Plus, what you see there, that is the that river there has a direct connection to the North Sea. So, and that is the biggest port in Germany. The second biggest or third biggest, I think, in Europe. Rotterdam is the biggest one in the world, and that one is, I think, still in the top 10. I'm not sure about that, but right there, the coastal area, that is where if I would go anywhere, that's where I would really go. The coastal area of Germany, and with being like kind of like as Hamburg as a base camp, and then go to the North Sea or the East Sea It's always like kind of like a 1.5 hour drive, and you're there.
Do they do like boat tours and stuff like that?
You can do a lot of boat tours there, and then just go from there to the North Sea.
Yeah,
and you have the Wadden Sea there. What you see with the tides, if the water is gone, you can walk to the isles in front of the which are underwater normally when the water's there. And yeah, it's a pretty neat one, and it's one of the youngest oceans or seas in the world. It's only like that's from the end of the last ice age. So the biblical flood thingy, that's what created the North Sea. And yeah, a lot of it's still the sea. The ocean takes more and more of the land there. You have actually cities that are underwater now that weren't underwater like 500 years ago.
well, yeah, again,
It's not
so
a
many
young
places.
city. Hey, Munich was founded by the Braunschweig people.
Do you have your own flag like for your city, Braunschweig?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Yeah, coat of arms and things like that are always big in Europe, those kind of family emblems and things like that. So very cool. Yeah, very cool, D Block. Well, all right, let's go on to some OOTP. And yeah, I could talk for hours about history and Germany and things like that. Do you see a lot of like tourists from Canada, America? Do you come across them a lot?
Yeah, no, not really. Like especially America, not too many. Like I said, most Americans think of the southern part of Germany when they think of Germany. What we do have a lot here is Asian people. We have a lot of people from Asia here at the university. A lot of people from China, especially, and from South America, quite a lot.
And D-Block or Chess Safari is asking, do they play professional baseball there?
No, not professional. All amateur stuff, and basically, I think the big leagues there. I don't think they're even on high school level.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you too, because you're really fluent in English, and what would you say in your area? People that are fairly fluent in a second language like English, is it fairly common, like people speaking English there?
Well, the problem really is that they will understand you, but they have a little bit of problem speaking themselves, because usually you do have English from class 5 to at least 10, so at least 5 years in school. It's mandatory. Everybody has to take that. So a lot of people probably understand that what you're talking about, but they cannot communicate. They don't have the vocabulary for that because we just forgot about it. And I was in 1985, so I was 11, and I had like English for like half a year, a little more than half a year. That's when I went to England for the first time by myself. With basically no idea about English and the vocabulary, like I said, about half a year of English, and I couldn't speak a word. I didn't really understand anything except what you understand from sign language and all that. But what it got me was like the feel for it, the hearing of it, and if something feels right. Here's basically the feel of the language. That's what it got me. And then of course on my 17th birthday I went to America for a year. So
right. When you go to like in your area, Braunschweig, like you go to a movie theater, do you have the option to go to like a movie that's in English, or is it always just in German?
No. Usually, especially the big blockbusters, you always have the opportunity to go in the original version. Not only English, but also French and right now very hip is Korean movies.
Okay.
So if you have that too,
Blockbuster comes out, do they play a German and an American?
I don't remember when I watched the movie in with the German dubbing, because it's terrible. I hate the German dubbing. It's so bad.
Yeah. Is that same with TV as well? You get a lot of American.
I am a Gen Xer, but I'm a cable cutter, so I don't watch TV much, except streaming things and.
Yeah, that's good. You know, I've never asked you this, but as a baseball fan, do you ever read have you done a lot of reading of baseball books about the past or anything?
No, not really. Mainly because it's kind of hard to get, and you don't really know. Let me put it this way: before Perfect Team, I knew a little bit about the Royals, and I knew a little bit about baseball since the strike, but that was about it. Oh. And
well, I recently purchased a couple books because often in chat people will say, "Hey, I'm reading this book or I've read that book. You should check it out." And so I looked on Amazon for a couple players that I want to learn a little bit more about, and I picked up this one. I don't know if anyone in chat has read this one. It might be mirrored incorrectly, but Fall from Grace, the story of Shoeless Joe Jackson. And it's not an overly thick book. I mean, 250 pages. So if anyone in chat has checked that one out, let me know how it has been. Fall from Grace. And of course, I've showed this one off, but really looking forward to getting into this one. The Big Fella. Yeah, the story of Babe Ruth. But this one is a little bit thicker there, D-Block. That's going to take a little bit more time to go through. But got some good reviews, and I'm a big Babe Ruth fan, especially with my Matrix series. So, yeah, I don't really read a lot of baseball books, but I got a couple, and I'll slowly make my way through. So
I was more like with kind of like baseball as the setting of movies or books. Or what was the one really good book that I read was The Art of Fielding. That was a real good book about baseball, with baseball as a setting, and I really enjoyed that book. That was very, very good.
Cool. Okay, well, it is time for those of you that have an empty slot available. Let's team up here, D-Block, and let's do a bounty. So this is Perfect Draft ID 147. It's the 7-minute quick draft. So if you have a slot open, get in there, and let's see if you guys can take us out. If you eliminate us, you'll get 5 packs. If you're the team that knocks us out of the bounty, 5 packs will go your way. So it's Perfect Draft, best of 5, T16, ID 147.
147, yeah.
I'm currently the only one in there. Let me just double check, make sure I got the right number here. Perfect Draft, yeah, 147. Okay, let's. No special rules other than if you get any baseball reference cards from today, you have to draft them. Other than that, draft whoever you want and see if you can eliminate us. It'd be fun teaming up here. So, modern era regular draft. We pick one card. You want McHenry? Salas?
McHenry, yeah. No, I want McHenry.
Okay, yeah.
I hate taking catchers in the first round.
Okay.
Oh, we have to take Bell.
Have to take Bell. Bender Bryant.
Show me Bender, please.
Not the greatest. Bryant.
Infield range. Yeah, I would probably lead towards Robert Jr. as a center fielder. Got
the power.
Well, especially as the defense and the range for as a center fielder.
Yeah, not.
I think the Robert Jr. as a center fielder.
I like that pick too. Well, we got a couple future legends, Wicks and Madrigal.
That's a throwback, right? I don't know.
All-rounded.
Madrigal. Not really. The Jody Reed, I think, was pretty good, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think he's.
Yeah, let's take him as a shortstop.
Jody?
And the Rosado, the Royals pitcher.
Oh yeah. Let's take him. Okay. Only one baseball reference so far. Collins. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Take a look at Juan Gun.
Derringer for modern.
Yeah, he looks good. Yeah.
Yep.
Juan Gun. Top right.
Go.
Okay. No, not really. Yeah, he looks better. He's splitty, but still, let's take him.
Yeah, let's go Doc.
Derringer and Gessler.
All right, so we still need some infielders, catchers.
Yeah. Tommy John, I think, was pretty good.
Yeah. Tommy John's good.
Keller, I think, was good. I don't like the Matthews, if I recall. No, I don't. He isn't that bad, but still. No. I think the Keller, Charlie Keller.
Yeah, I can get behind
that. I like
that.
him. Yeah, I like him.
Okay, let's check some infielders here. Eesh.
No. Look. Freddie is not really.
Not the worst.
No, Isringhausen is okay. That's a bad round.
Yeah.
The Donnie Bush, could he play second base too?
Nope.
No, only shortstop. Okay. We could have
maybe this guy in the bullpen. We could probably put him maybe in the bullpen.
Well, yeah, but we could start him too. I mean, 69 control isn't that low. He's okay as a third or fourth starter. He's the fifth starter, so Isringhausen is okay as a fifth starter.
Maybe Steinbach get a catcher.
Yeah, Steinbach. Yeah, let's take him. For framing is 80, blocking is 90. That's okay.
All right. Anyone else stand out here?
Mark Grace. No, not really.
Not as much power as I thought he might.
No. The Darvish. You Darvish. Lower row in the middle. No. Okay. I thought he would have more home as a
You will not be drafted. Vance Law. First, second, third, short. Okay utility.
That's a bad round.
Oof. This is definitely anti-power eye.
Yeah.
It's Perez.
He's kind of like the best one we had there. We have.
Yeah.
But we have already 4 outfielders. So.
Righty specialist.
Yeah, let's take the Wendell. That's just really a bad round.
All right, we got less than 2 minutes here, so we got to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Ed Hanlon.
Let's don't waste time on outfielders. We have enough outfielders already.
Chico. Ooh.
Look at the slow comp up top right. No. Wow.
Home run suppressions.
That's it.
He's okay. We'll take maybe this guy.
Let's take him.
And let's see what Acker is. Let's just take him, get some chemistry there with those two guys. Choi?
Yeah, it's Choi, definitely. And Dimitri Young.
And Young, yeah. All right, now we're into our jam area, looking for specific cards. None really stand out here, though.
No, not really.
Take Whit
Merrifield.
Whit, where is Whit? Whit. There he is.
Right there.
And I think I'm going to go with. With that guy. Need a catcher, Valentin.
Yeah, Valentin.
Or Estrada.
It doesn't matter. We have 25 seconds.
Lots of time. Lots of time. Don't rush me.
The Oakert.
Oakert? Okay.
Top, yeah.
5 cards, and we need shortstop, third baseman, pitchers.
Then send Sosa, Lenny Sosa. No, Taverner. Benzinger, Keith Miller. Yeah, let's go.
Whew. I think we might have got just enough. 11
That's
pitchers.
Enough. 11 pitchers. That's what I always take,
It's good. Put one guy mop up.
Probably would change Acker and Isringhausen.
Okay.
Probably. Acker is number 5 in the starting rotation. No, Isringhausen.
Isringhausen into starting rotation? Yeah.
Yeah. For the Oakert.
Middle. Who's our closer here? Oakert?
Yeah, he has good stuff.
Okay, let's take all this stuff off. Normal strategy. We'll just go with that. Don't think anyone's going to throw openers at us, but if they do, just in case. And anyone that definitely should be playing that isn't. So let's go against lefties.
Oh, they're playing Henry McHenry at first.
Yeah. Dimitri Young.
Yeah, one Young against the lefties normally.
Well, he's got pretty good. Yeah, McHenry's pretty good there, but
who's RDH?
Gessler. Oop. Well, the tournament started already. That was quick. Holy smokes, you guys. You guys are fast. Okay, let's go in and see who is up against us in round 1. Double check that all our things were fixed here. Israel, yeah, he's in. Oakert, yep, that's good. Strategy, yep, that's okay. And then we'll just leave things ride here.
Yeah, just leave them as it is.
Let her ride. All right, here are your round 1 matchups. D-Block, tell us about the left-hand side here. Who's facing each other?
The Fort Worth Cats against the you had that name and she said I didn't want to pronounce it. I know it. I can't even Washtenaw Wingnuts.
Right.
The Bay Area Bling against the Arden Hills Rockets. The Southpaw, the Possum Ridge Southpaws TTC against the Arrakis Shai Hulud.
Glad you're pronouncing that one.
The Pelennor Pips against the Scotia Scooties PCK. We're playing against the Denver Bel Airs. Oh, you're going from down there. Birch Bay Beach Bums are facing the Lakewood Lumber Company PCK of Bethel 99.
Bethel.
Fussmucker with Rock the Boat against Max P80's Bonnie Lake LPs. The Dorset Devil Dogs Sequest against the VR Mind PCK.
Not only VR Mind, but Pack League only champion VR Mind.
All right.
And we are playing
against the Bel Airs of WX Scott.
All right. Did they get any of the new cards? Denver Bel Airs. What's our competition looking like here? Future Legend, Snapshot. They got Holiday. Oh, okay. He's okay, I guess. I guess he's okay.
For draft, he's super.
And I don't see, doesn't look like they got any baseball reference.
No, that's George Carr
Chat,
from the NEL.
did any of you guys get any baseball reference cards? Let's just look at the perfects here. I'm curious.
Oh, W.S. Scott's saying that Phil Hughes is starting for him for game 1. So
okay.
That is one.
So Ethan Salas, Chet Lemon, new card, throwback card. Wyatt Langford, future legend. Ian Kinsler, good second baseman there. Bonnie's going with Paul Skeens, one of, if not the best pitcher in the game right now. Jackson Holiday, we talked about. Dorset Atlee Hamaker from San Francisco. Abner. We've got McHenry. I like that choice. Juan Soto live. Juan Soto, Lakewood, going with a live perfect. Oh. Albert Pujols perfect. Possum's going with King Kelly, another good card there. We got Rock the Boats, Jackie R representing Jackie. Scotia, Jocko Milligan, and a couple more here. Otani, our second live perfect. And finally, VR Minds going with, we got 2 holidays, it looks like, in the queue. So we're going up against where are
Denver
they?
Bel Airs.
And Phil Hughes. Take
like
advantage of that BABIP. And we've got McHenry. I like our chances. What do we have for our BABIP guys, though? Yeah. Young and Choi. DH, Gessler. No, we need Gessler in there. Choi can only play first. McHenry can play left or right. Kind of want to take advantage of that BABIP. But we'll let it ride. We don't want to overthink things. Good luck trying to take us out of the bounty. Again, if you defeat us, knock us out of the tournament, you will get 5 standard packs sent your way. Okay. Let's see if we're missing. Take a look at chat. See if we're missing any questions there, D-Block, while I get the next thing set up.
No, Brent, the bees did not make it in.
Although, Brent, you did defeat me in the 6L yesterday. So you got the bounty ticket. You'll be entered into the draw at the end of the month as taking me out of the 6L. Congratulations. I saw you brag about that on Ezra's channel yesterday. I beat Lap in the 6L. Way to go, Brent.
He's defeating me all the time in league, man.
Is he?
PCK league.
Watch out for that Brent from Boise.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Next up, let's go here. Okay, so again, we are going to talk about combinators a little later on. We're going to talk about 5L cards. For those of you that are in the stream, you've come over from the main channel. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time here, if you're a new player to Perfect Team, Thursdays I usually follow TWIPT, and one thing I like to look at is 2 specific daily tournaments. One is the 5L, which fires off in the morning, 9:20 Eastern, and the other is the 6L, which fires off in the evening at 9:20 p.m. Eastern. Only differences are the ballparks are different, the year, the era is different, and the late evening one has a silver round, a low silver round, where the other ones are just bronze and iron. So Jari Park, 1976, Skydome, 1993. Which of the 2, if we only had one D-Block, which of the 2 do you prefer? Is there one that stands out for you?
I would like to play the 6L, but I can't. I mean, it starts at 3:20 a.m. at my time, so it's just not possible for me to get into that. But I would actually prefer the 6L over the 5L. But just to have that one silver card in there. And I like the Sky Dome better than the Jerry Park, but that's me.
Yeah, I like kind of the 1990s too, and Sky Dome, Hitters Park. Yeah, I get you. I was the same way with the early one because it fired off. Originally, it fired off at like 5 a.m. my time, and then they fixed it to move it back a couple hours. But yeah, it can be tough.
I mean, 5, I can make 5, but 3:20, that's not possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, I saw it mentioned in chat by Devil Dog. So before we look at some of the cards here, the new monthly cycle for PT Live, looking at the leaderboards, and some of you got some packs last month. I don't know. Does it show last month? Week 15.
Yeah, you can see it last month. Yeah.
April. So congratulations for winning the packs. B Jammin', highest score in April. Rob Deere and Headlights. Congratulations, Rob, if you're in the chat. Very well done. Getting second. And with the Dorset Devil Dogs. How many packs did you say? You got 70 packs for finishing 6th in April. Wow, 70. We've got Fussmucker, who we see often. He had a couple teams there that did very well. Fuss, I wonder how many packs you got, because it usually shows
20.
May.
11 to 100 got 20.
Okay, here we go. 20 packs. So if you finish in the top 200, you win at least something. Did you win anything, D-Block?
I think I was 39th or 40 something.
O's Bones. There we go. Yeah. 39th. Way to go. I was 417th, so I was a fair bit away there for this team. B Jammin' is leading the way all time as well. Of course, one full month has only been played. Shifted's up there. Jim Bowden's often up there. And of course, we're in the new cycle now. So again, you can compete for the monthly. You can compete for the weekly. Every week they award packs. Again, don't know. Let's see if I can go back a week if it shows. Nope. Not sure what the weekly prizes are. But yeah, you guys go to PT Live. Very easy to do. You simply pick cards. You have to own the cards. You cannot play players. And based on their real life performances, you get to see how many points you can accumulate. So yesterday, this team got 240, 280, 329. I think if you get over 300, that's pretty good in a given day.
Yeah, usually it's pretty good. There are some days where I think I won one day with 640 something.
Yeah, you had like 660 or something. You had quite a few.
660. But I think yesterday or the day before that, you needed to win like 700 something. So that's already like twice of that, 300. But usually, if you get like an average of 250 as an average, 270 as an average, you probably will be in the top 100.
And of course, this is the last week. This is the last week to qualify, I believe, right?
Yeah.
For the PTCS. Yeah. So if you want to qualify for PTCS number 2, get involved in those dailies. Any tournament that has the star beside it. So you go to your drafts, tournaments, and you can filter. You can all use all these different filters here. But the ones with the stars, the daily live, the iron cap, those kind of things, those are ones that can get you points based on your finish, and you can qualify for the PTCS. So we play iron and bronze. Let's take a quick peek where we are. Iron and bronze.
I think in iron, I'm somewhere in the 90s. I did not play a lot of iron over the last.
Yeah, I admit I've kind of dropped off my iron play. I'm more bronze there. You're 94. Yeah, 94. But hey, you just got to make the show. DA 186 or DA 186. He won bronze from the 128th position.
Yeah, but look at number 1.
Oh, 600 points. Don't be intimidated, D-Block.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah.
I don't even know if I'm on here. Oh, yeah, I did see my name somewhere. Where was it? 198th. Oh, I got to get my acting gear over the next few days. So I've got 24 points, and the cutoff right now is 40. What do you get for like first or second? You know?
First is 25 points.
25 points? Okay. So I need to get at least 40, and I've got, okay, so if I can get a first or second, I should crack the top 128.
Yeah, you probably need to win one.
Yeah. Let's go check
50 is, I think if you're below 50, it's going to be tough to get in there.
And this is our tutorial team. Look at that.
Yeah.
136th. Just based off our tutorial
They have a
team.
good chance to get in there.
Yeah. 2 points out of getting into the top 128. So that is iron. Let's take a look at bronze. Are you in the top 128 there?
Yeah, I think I am. But I forgot where. I'm pretty sure I
am. Which are you?
What 11 or something like that?
Which account are you using here?
Yeah, it's Aussie Bones.
Oh, okay. Well, we can just type it in.
Yeah, type it in.
113th there, and
yeah, but I'm much higher there now. I got some pretty good results there in bronze. So,
all right, and I'm currently in the number 30th spot, so pretty safe. 114 points in bronze, and we will find out, I'm sure, either next Monday or Tuesday. Spore usually does a show where he goes over the PTCS rules and ballpark and all that kind of stuff and the cards that you can win. So within a week, you guys should hear about the PTCS, because that'll be played next Saturday. Not this week, but
Yeah, it's usually Monday at 9 a.m., something like that. Usually the updates are there, so you can at least look if you're in the 128. It won't show yet in the starter page there on the signed up tournaments, but you can look it up here, and if you're within the first 228, then you're in there.
And a big goal too, I know the team, from what they've said before, a big goal is to have this as a daily update, so it updates daily. So that is something behind the scenes that they have mentioned that they're working on. So it's not just going to be every Monday, but a daily, which would be awesome, that we can see it updated every single day, just like PT Live. So good luck for those of you in bronze. And the other one, do you play the drafts? Are you trying to qualify in the drafts?
I should be there with drafts. I should be there with draft weekly. Open, silver, and gold.
Because the 5L, the 6L, the Bagels and Schmear, Dr. Dynastics, all those qualify here. So it looks like you're 115th, hanging on there. And where am I? I got some work to do. I got 95th, so I'm okay in one of them, but the other one, my Blue Jay team, a little bit behind there. So we'll see if we can get that up there. And the other one was the weekly.
Yeah, but I don't play the weekly with the Aussie Bones account. I play the weekly with somebody else.
Okay. So weekly, Tommy Ears top scorer in the weekly. Of course, people going for the bigger prizes, because in the weekly you get that perfect pack. Foreshadowing, perfect pack prize. So good luck, guys. You got a few more days to qualify. Don't forget, get involved in your tournaments. Check your standings. See where you are to get kind of an idea if you need to play more or can ease off a little bit. There are people that try and qualify for all 10. I try to qualify for iron, bronze, and the 2 drafts, the weekly and the daily. That's it. I don't play silver, gold, diamond, open, wild card, none of that stuff. Well, D-Block, we're on a break. When we come back, we will look at the cards that came out today, and we'll look at what the best cards, according to my data, are with the 5L from April. So hang on, guys. Go refresh your beverage. Back in 2 minutes' time. All right, I think we're back. And again, any tournament that has the little stars by it, if you're new, those are the ones you want to play. If you're playing the quicks that are at the top of the screen there, those do not give you points for the PTCS qualifying. So if you're saying, where am I? I can't find my name. Well, it's probably because you're playing the quick tournaments, the double elimination or those ones at the top of your screen. You want to find the one with the stars beside the title. Those are the ones that qualify. So daily, wild card, perfect drafts, all those kind of things. So good luck. All right. Well, again, the 5L want to shout out the winners from April. Winner of 20 packs already delivered. The Mill Basin Yankees won the 5L with 15 points, 4 points over second and third place. So Rich Rock, who again said his favorite player growing up was Willie Randolph, and his favorite team were the Yankees. Mill Basin is actually a neighborhood in Brooklyn, one of the 5 boroughs of New York. See, I did not know that. I'm familiar with like the Bronx and Brooklyn and Harlem, like those I've heard, but I've never heard of Mill Basin before. That's where Rich Rock grew up and now residing in Virginia. So congratulations on winning the April first-time winner of a 5L over the last year or so.
Yeah, well, he was due, wasn't he?
He was. Oh, man, this guy in both tournaments. You got to be careful when you come up across Mill Basin.
It's just a matter of time until he won the monthly.
Yeah, and it's good to see. He deserves it. Next up, the 6L. Congratulations going up to Macabre. You may recognize the team names from the last year. It was Macadcar. If you ever came up against Macadcar, again, top-notch player, resides in Oklahoma, near Oklahoma City. He's an older gentleman, a grandfather that loves OOTP. He watches the streams. He watches many of the affiliate streams, but he says he's pretty quiet. He doesn't like to get involved in the chat. And I think he's got his grandson or son playing the game now. So this is a guy that just loves to play, and he does very well. So he tied me with 12 points. And I said at the beginning, if I'm in first and I'm tied with someone, they get the victory. Otherwise, we do random draws to give out the prize pack. So regardless, we're going to give out the prize packs if I win or lose. But Macabre, congratulations. Again, another manager you don't like to see, especially in the early rounds, because it's going to be a tough
one. I like to see him. It's just, he's probably going to beat me, but he's one of the good ones. So, it's okay to lose to him.
Spore came very close, and Mill Basin, just like you did. What was
last month? Yeah.
I
won the Bagels and Schmear, and was second behind Spore in the 5L.
And Mill Basin pulled D-Block because they won one of them and they were 1 point behind. They made a late run of it, but I think they were even in the final 4 yesterday or the day before, but they came second instead of third or first instead of second. That's how close it was.
Yeah, with me I was in the quarterfinal and lost in game 7 in I think in the 14th inning. And
yeah, I remember that.
If I would have made the semifinal, even if I would have lost it because that team won the 5L, then I would have been third and I would have gotten 2 points and I would have won both the 5L and the Bagels and Schmear. But again, it's game 7 in the 14th inning.
Yeah. So congratulations. Again, the new cycle is underway. So get involved. The 5L, 6L. For those of you that don't, what's a 5L and 6L? I can't find it. It's the Laptop Hound lower level leisure lounge daily or the Laptop Hound late lower level leisure lounge. One of those two. One in the morning, one in the evening, North American time. Okay. The cards. We got a few catchers here. And again, we haven't tested these out. We're not, professionals, but we do play a lot of the lower levels. And because we haven't tested it out a lot, we can just go based on what we see here. What do you like, or what might intrigue you, if anything, to try this card out? And where would you want to try it out?
First of all, finally, 40 catcher. We didn't have one before. So we always had to waste at least 1 point in cap tournaments on a catcher. So at least we now have a 40 catcher, and this 40 catcher actually has a very, very good framing for being a 40. He has okay eye, so he actually gets on base by walking, but that framing and the 40, those are the two big things there for this card that make him usable. The blocking is a little bit suspect. There will be some pass balls, yeah. Still, as a 40 for cap tournaments, you can't ask for more, basically.
Yeah. A lot of those iron pitchers have low stuff, so maybe that won't affect them as much. But you nailed it. Like, this is an iron cap. Finally, we got a card you don't have to spend any points on. And you're going to use him because it's not just a throwaway. He will be a decent second catcher for you. You can upgrade, pay a little bit more for your starter. But you have no problem him coming in or in a defensive situation probably. So, yeah, good stuff there. Rudy Kemmler. Second catcher, Johnny Edwards from the Houston Astros from the 1969 year, 57. So high iron now, 86 framing. So about the same. Arm.
But the blocking is there.
But the blocking, right. So what do you like about possibly using this card?
I think he'll have a tough time to break in because you're probably not going to use this card. Well, you might use him as a backup, maybe even have a bronze catcher and use him as a backup because his defense is pretty good. And he, at least against the righties, has some good eye. So he gets on. But he's going to have a tough time being used, I think. The defense is great. But he's never going to be more than a backup catcher here. So, yeah, that's probably going to be his role, the backup catcher, mainly because of the defense. The defense is really good.
And just to show an iron tournament I'm currently in right now in the semifinals. And just like D-Block, I haven't paid a lot of attention to my iron team. I kind of focus on my bronze team more. But this is kind of what I'm running now. Yes, it could use some upgrades. But right now, a catcher, I've got Gary Sanchez, just a live catcher going, and I've got Grandal. And again, they're not meta. They're just guys I've got in there. He's hitting 263 in the tournament. Sanchez is hitting 500 and very, very, very limited gameplay here. But it's always good.
The Grandal is also 57, just like the other one. It has a little less defense. But the bat is just so much better. It has a really good eye and some power. And actually, the BABIP is sneaky good with that 60, 63, 61. It's kind of like sneaky good. He actually gets some hits there with the framing and the blocking. It's all good. And so if you have the choice between a 57 Grandal and the 57, forgot his name already, you probably take the Grandal.
Yeah, Johnny Edwards, yeah.
Johnny Edwards, yeah. So, you probably take the Grandal there.
And again, once you enter a tournament, the beautiful thing is when it's done, you can go back and you can kind of look at what other people are running. There's another Gary Sanchez we've got there. There's Mr. Audits with Grandal. So they've got a Grandal running, another Gary Sanchez. So live cards, don't be afraid of using live cards. Yeah. There, I think, is the fourth in a row. Gary Sanchez. So
the Sanchez is really good there, although he does not have the defense, but he's still, the power is just there. That really makes up for that.
Yep. Let's see until we get one that isn't. So here's Cliff Lee. I always just think pitcher when I see this Cliff Lee. It's like, I'm not drafting him as a catcher. And then there's a Grandal. So the two I'm running seem to be popular choices right now.
Yeah.
And Edwards still might be squeezed out a little bit, but I would not be afraid to draft him in the 5L.
Exactly. That's where he will shine as a backup catcher. If it's in the 5L, if it's in the 6L, but even in normal drafts where you have maybe a gold catcher there, or maybe like the Frank Duncan, the silver catcher, and need a backup catcher and wait until the iron rounds, you will be very happy to find Johnny Edwards there with that defense as your backup catcher in drafts. That would be
even platooning against the righties. Possibly.
Yeah, probably not against the Frank Duncan. I'm not sure, but I think you're probably not going to platoon him there. But still, it doesn't matter. If you're waiting for like for the last two catchers to get your backup catcher, if it's 10, then like as number 9 and number 10, or if it's 12, the number 12, 11 and 12, and then you find the Johnny Edwards there with that defense, you'll be very happy to take him.
Yeah, and I agree with what
shine.
Iraq is saying, that the defense is outweighed by the offense, and I agree. Like in the I like to focus on the 5L. It's 1976, and for me, yeah, I'm going to focus more on an offense, especially for that era. If it's the same thing for the modern era, well, I'm kind of looking at the older eras. And
who said that? Always defense, schmefense.
Yeah. Okay. Next, our third catcher. Now, when you first look at it, you see a lot of blue.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go and, okay, well, this is probably what, a silver? And then you look up at the card and it's a 69. Is there anything you intrigues you about using this in bronze?
I love this catcher. I love him. I love him. Rareen. He doesn't have power. Okay. I don't care. I have so many power guys on my teams. He with that BABIP, he's gonna be on base all the time. Actually, you could put him in as in you could put him probably in as number 2 in the batting order. So somebody with speed at number 1 to get on, and he gets him to second base, to third base with a hit or with a walk, and then our power guys just 3-run. I just can smell the 3-run home run there already.
Oh man, I do. I really like this card. I think in bronze, one of my catchers is Roger Bresnahan still.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember who the other one I'm using in bronze is.
Well, there are some you could use. The Bresnahan is, of course, offensively pretty good there. But for example, you could use the O'Brien, or there are some.
Yeah, O'Brien.
This will be definitely going to be my catcher here in bronze now.
Yeah. And can you imagine getting? I mean, we're going to talk about combinators later. Let's not get into combinators yet. But for those that do get a combinator, even just not leveling it up, just getting the combinator. Getting that +2, +3, whatever they give you that first time. This guy's going in my lineup, in my bronze quicks, going to go into any kind of bronze, like 6L, 5L. I'm taking this guy. I just, no brainer.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Minerva. Right now, I do think this guy plays in silver too.
Yeah, I have no opinion because I don't play silver. So left fielder. Here we got that free cap card. You like this one as where are you using this one? What intrigues you? What do you like that you could
he
use
has a little bit the problem that he can only play left and center and not right field, because we have another 40 card that plays left and center field, and I do like that card better. That is the Pete Incaviglia, and I think this card is directly competing with that card. And I do think I like the Pete Incaviglia better.
Bring up your screen if you can.
I will. Just a second. Roster management. There he is. Okay. Picture of Thailand. There you go. This is the Incaviglia. So it's the same card. The defense is basically the same. Also a 40 card, also can play left field and center field, but he has this, I always call sneaky BABIP in the high 60s, mid 60s, with a lot of gap power, a lot of power. Yeah, splitty against the lefties and righties, but you will use this card as a backup. So in cap tournaments again, mainly, but also in normal things. And the other card has more BABIP, but I still think I'd play the Incaviglia.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when you see that gap power, the eye, and this one lacking that eye, Defense, how are they on defense?
They are basically the same.
Pretty much the same, yeah. What about someone mentioned, I don't know if this is a catcher or if this is an outfielder, not familiar with the card, but Delancey. Delancey must be a catcher, right? Is he silver?
Delancey is a catcher, I think, yeah.
They might be having the silver discussion.
I don't think I have him on this account here. Bill Delancey, 78. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So
he has that catcher framing too, but the blocking is extremely bad. Compared to that 69.
Yeah, this one, we'll just go back and forth. 44, 96, 38.
Now, if you look at, he has the power. The BABIP he's not splitty in the way of BABIP. So that they're kind of similar, but the Delancey is not splitty. At least against the can you get back to the reading? Yeah, see the BABIP against the lefties is much better, but it's worse against the righties. So you might be platooning him. You could do that, but he got the power.
Frank Duncan?
I probably would play the Delancey, even though the blocking is much worse. But I probably still play the Delancey there.
But again, we're talking a card playing up a level, like in bronze.
Up a level, exactly.
Bronze, a no brainer. I mean, he really doesn't have a lot of competition there for the card shape he has. Can you look at Frank Duncan, because he's kind of the third catcher? Like he's probably your main catcher in silver, but just to kind of show this shape.
Frank Duncan, there you go. So he's also one without power, or with less power, but you play the Duncan over the
very close shapes, right? When we look at it, comparing the two.
Yeah, but Duncan is not splitty, so you can really play him both ways.
Yeah.
Or at least not splitty for a silver card.
Yeah, true.
So if I would choose one of those, I would probably play the Duncan.
Yeah. But again, we're talking about playing, and not many cards play up in levels. So
yeah. So what Iroquois says that if you value the defense, play the Duncan Veridan as a combo. That is probably going to do very well.
Yeah. Based on just the cards we looked at, because can you look at Posada too? Because his name did come up too, and he doesn't have, I'm sure he doesn't have the defense, but
Posada is of course only
the silver one.
I'm sorry, this one here.
Yeah.
So the framing is okay, but it's way worse than the others. So he does not have the defense.
Yeah. I think if I played silver, and I don't play silver, so I have nothing to judge us on. I think it'd be fun to try that out and see how he plays in silver as your second catcher and defensive sub, maybe, because he is a little bit better, I think, than Frank Duncan. Okay, yeah, it might be my favorite card so far. This one
so far, yeah, mine too.
Okay,
second I saw that was just I love that card.
Oh, and again, a lot of people like power, but if you're going to sacrifice power in a guy, you want it either probably at catcher, shortstop, or center field. So
yeah, I think.
Okay,
so
next up, we talked about Woody Jensen. You like in Caviglia, which I tend to agree with you with. But again, as a free cap card, throw him on your team.
I would love if he would be able, instead of left field, center field, be in left field and right field. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Then you could play in Caviglia and Jensen. That would be awesome.
Yeah. And then the one we showed on the pre-TWIP show here.
Yeah.
Which, when you saw that control and not the other ratings, it went, holy smokes, we haven't seen that before. Can you bring up on your screen, just sort by the card shop by control for starting pitchers like 69 or lower? I'm curious what the highest was.
I think Spore mentioned it. Control. There you go. This is Control versus Rights. That's the number one. Quisenberry is the next one.
Okay. And what was Quisenberry's shape again? Because I'm just curious if it was a similar shape.
First of all, Quisenberry, of course, is a relief pitcher.
Right. Okay, so he's got the BABIP, got the movement. Yeah. Okay.
But if we take it versus lefties, no, not contact, control. Again, Silva, Quisenberry,
number one. Okay.
And then there's a huge gap between the next one, which is the Brewstar.
Okay. Well,
next starting pitcher would be the Gullickson.
Now, when I thought about it, and I go, okay, like again, I always look at it from the 5L, the 6L perspective. In the 6L, I wouldn't run him in the 6L because power era he's going to give up dingers. He's going to give up home runs. Even in the 5L, the BABIP, even though it may not play a significant role this year, might hurt him a little bit, but I think for me, he's a much stronger pre-1990 pitcher than he would be after that. What's your take on the Silva, and is it something you would want to test out in your rotation?
Likely. It would be 60s and earlier.
Even earlier than the 5L. Yeah.
But anything 70s and up.
Yeah.
Sure, test them out, but on that first glance, I would say he's going to have trouble there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a dead ball. I mean, he's dead ball. He'd probably do really good in dead ball. But yeah,
I don't know. If you're not sure, this year the BABIP, I just can't make head in. BABIP is a head scratcher for me there with pitchers, and how much BABIP then in dead ball or in the 30s or in the 20s, how much valuable BABIP then is there. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, Spore just said at the beginning of the cycle already that they'll take away some of the importance of BABIP just to get away from being that the one and only stat basically for pitching. And but I have not really to me I haven't found the place for BABIP right now where I would put it. That's the thing, and that is of course because I don't run models or anything. But right now, I am having success with people with 55 BABIP, which I wouldn't have tried earlier. And so I'm not sure. And I'm not sure how much this will actually be impactful in earlier years. I just think this is an uber control right now, I would say. So I would love to have it 40 control less and divide those 40 points on some other stats. I think that would be much better then. But hey, if Spore showed it, if he had only 9 walks all season long, that's the control he needs. And hey, in a draft as a 5th starter, I take him. I definitely take him. I'm happy to take him. In a tournament, I mean, once I have him, I will. I mean, you know me, I will test him out. But
yeah,
I will run him for a week, and then I'll know what to make of him. But
and when you get cards like this, D-Block, one of the great things is, like you showed, like he's the highest control guy. We don't really have a sample size in bronze as a starter with a guy with this much control, so we can't really judge him. We don't know, because both of us know that we've looked at cards before and we go, oh, they're not going to work. They're not going to work. And all of a sudden, like the Kenji catcher.
Well, I'd like the Kenji from the start. The card I would say is the Cliff Lee card. I would have, if you would have showed me the Cliff Lee card last year, I would have never suspected that he would be so successful. And what Sporer just showed there, the nine walks and 25 home runs, I would have suspected that he would have had more home runs with that home run suppression. But I mean, 25 home runs is not nothing, but it's still, that's workable. If those were mostly single run home runs, then that you can work with that you can really work with that. If that card produces that kind of result, single home runs here and there, maybe one per game, that's one run, that's it. So and then this card is a very good card. But
I mean, we're going to find out very quickly,
yeah,
whether this card works or not, because we're going to see some results start to flow in. And like IROC said, he actually would do a little better in Skydome, because Skydome already kind of punishes left-handed home run hitters, and he's a little bit better against the righties. So he is going to have a little bit of impact at Skydome, but still not a guy I want to run. So yeah, I love new shapes like this, because we haven't used them before, especially at the lower levels. So Carlos Silva, go try him out. I will definitely
test him out, but first glance, I would say he will run into trouble in modern and anything 70s and later.
Oh, did Ezra say that about the ballpark? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Ezra snuck in there. I'm seeing Spore, I rock this, Spore, I rock this, Spore, I rock this, and then we see a couple Ezra comments. So sorry about that. Yeah, it was Ezra that mentioned that. Okay, and Ezra, I did see who your first or second round pick. Who was that last night when you were drafting the 5L or 6L? Who was that? Who was that first baseman that you took when you were drafting Ezra? I can't remember his name. All right. Well, we are going to look at the top performers in the 5L. So get your pen and papers ready. We'll let you know which cards, based on the information I collected, seem to outperform and help win some championships for some people. Mill Basin Yankees. All right, back in 2 minutes, guys. Yeah, the break snuck up on us quickly. So we'll be back in a couple. Thanks for hanging in. All right, we are back here with Don't Cut the D-Block-Dragon. Again, if you're new to OOTP Perfect Team, if you've just downloaded the game because it is on sale, you can go to the OOTP website or go to Steam, I guess. It's the Steam sale, and it's going to be on sale, I think, until May the 8th, I believe. 30% off.
It's on the website, too. It's on the website, too.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it the Fast Spring copy that's on sale, too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there you go. Desktop version, Steam version, 30% off. You can get the game and play some of the fun tournaments and perfect team, base game, historical, get lots of I mean, it's endless what you can do with this game. Very, very worth your money's worth in this game. Countless hours of entertainment, frustration at times, albeit, but entertainment. My favorite part of OOTP24 last year, D-Block, was later in the cycle, Spora came along and started to, on a weekly basis, introduce the iron and bronze cards and a few silver and a few golds along the way. I think you really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Kind of going through withdrawals a little now because give us more, but it was so fun because we could go into the 5L and we could say, oh, this Brock Holt is playing, or this Bobby Estelela, or this Bob Horner has taken over the meta in that tournament. And now we just get a few cards here and there. And we're hoping that some of them can kind of break in to give us some choices in the 5L, but it'll be coming. Spore already announced that the Tuesday Treasure Trove, for those of you that don't know that you're playing for the first year, at some point we're going to get a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday episode from Spore where it's strictly lower level cards that he is going to introduce. TWIPT is mainly the higher level cards. We're going to have the lower level cards on a stream coming to a stream near you. It might not be till July, August, September, but it will come sooner than it did last year. And we're like, bring it, Sport. Okay. So first of all, for the new people out there, I recommend that you screenshot this. This is not my research. This is not my data. This was taken from OOTP21 on a stream, crediting Aster31, Extoforas, Follow Durden, who came out with a kind of a guide for how many pitchers you should be using in specific eras. A lot of people use this, but if you're new, you might want to have a screenshot of this so that if you're entering a 1940s tournament, you can go, okay, 1940s, top corner, baseball rebirth. What do I need in rebirth? 3 starters, high pitch counts, and a few guys in the pen. So 8 pitchers you can get away with in the early 40s. And very handy tool that you can use. Now, you have to have at least a minimum of like 7 or 8 pitchers. You can't just have 4 pitchers. The game won't let you play properly. You have to have a minimum of, I think it's 7, but you usually want at least 8. So use this, copy it. The 5L is played during the baseball boom period because it's set in 1976. So you want 5 starters. You can set high pitch counts if you prefer to do that. Still need a bullpen, but most people will draft 4 or 5 pen guys. So kind of 9 or 10 pitchers. I use 10. I think D-Block uses 10, but some people do use 9. So again, consider your era. It's not always 12 or 13 pitchers. In fact, use those on platooning some of your hitters. I'm going to game 5 in the Bounty. Devil Dog is up. All right. Keep us updated, Devil Dog. Now, when I gather stats, again, you guys know this. I never claim to be an expert on analysis. I do gather a little bit of information from the tournaments 5L and 6L. So what I do, I set my filters up, and at the end of every tournament, I put on separate Excel spreadsheets my pitchers and my hitters. For my pitchers, this is the information I collect, and I want the game to tell me, okay, which pitchers in that tournament met these 4 criteria with the FIP, the innings pitched, the WAR, and the saves. I just like to know saves because I want some reliever information. Also, for hitters, which hitters met the criteria in that tournament for this WAR, the plate appearances, the average, the WRC plus, WOBA, and so on. The game spits it out for me. I then copy that onto a Excel spreadsheet, and every tournament, I just repaste the new information. I sort them by name, and at the end of the month, I go through and I go, okay, which player appears the most based on these criteria? Nowhere near perfection, nowhere near what the ultimate optimal way of doing this is. That's why if you're an expert on Excel and how to do this more optimally, please come on my show. Please educate us on how we can do that, because this is me gathering basic information, which still I think is valuable. But again, the modelers out there may think, well, it's okay, but because let's face it, it does not take into account teams that don't draft. Because if you play a team that doesn't draft, the numbers are exponentially a lot higher. Guys have more hits, more home runs because you're winning 40-0. Those kind of things are not taken into consideration. So take it for what it is. These are the players that I've come up with based on this criteria. All right. What are we saying? What are we saying? Boom, you would say 9. I rock this. Yeah, 9 or 10. 9 works. I've seen people win this a lot of times with 9 pitchers. Yeah. Okay. Is that picture on Discord? It is on my Discord, Max. If you go into the tournament section of the Discord, it's pinned at the top. You can check. You can get that picture. Okay. So using that information, WAR, FIP, innings pitched, saves, very basic. Give me a name or two that you think we're for sure going to see in the top 8 pitchers here.
I'm not sure if Eovaldi has been long enough in here, but I'll say Eovaldi.
Okay. And guys, we're going to have trivia coming up. Yes, once we get through the pitchers, we're going to take a break and play some trivia, and then we're going to go back and look at the hitters. Here we go. So, appearing on that spreadsheet 17 times. This is number 8, 7, and 6, basically. Zach Wheeler is a pitcher that I typically almost forgot to look for. But I think C. Witt, when he posts his bronze data from the quicks, I think Zach Wheeler seems to be one of the top guys on his as well. So I'm definitely going to start looking for him. Is this a guy you consciously look for?
Not, to be honest, no.
Yeah. But I'm going to start now. Diamond Pipkins.
Love that card.
My opinion, best pitcher in bronze. I know there's Eovaldi fans out there, but for this tournament, and maybe even modern, I like him as the best pitcher, starting pitcher in bronze. That's my opinion. And yeah, I think he does wonderful. And consider this. He came out, 2 weeks ago? Was the NEL set 2 weeks ago?
I think 2 weeks ago, yeah.
So in less than 2 weeks of play, he's already made this list. If he had played the full month, he might be the number 1 guy based on that criteria. You like him as well, don't you?
I love him. Yeah. I think, yeah, he's one of the best pitchers in there, if not the best pitcher in bronze right now. The only problem for me is that he's lefty. That is all. The only thing that I would love for him to be righties, because we have so many lefties. So I would love to have somebody good as being a righty in there, or more righties in there. So, but yeah, I just love that card.
And I rock this. Says his modeling, his testing has him the second best pitcher in bronze as well. So yeah. First, second, third, you want him as in your top 5. That's the main question here. Jake Westbrook, again, another guy I typically don't look for, but based on that criteria, he's made the top 8 pitchers here. And when we look at their profiles, we do see something in common.
Yeah, it's the typical shape here. Yeah. With control, home run suppression with BABIP. Yeah, not unimportant, but not really the thing. And it doesn't really matter if it's splitty or not with the BABIP. It's more like you want the home run suppression, or you want the control. And yeah, for me, the Wheeler, he was. I just felt he was too splitty. That was the one thing, and the same thing with the Westbrook. I've used the Westbrook more than I've used the Wheeler, but usually only because I used him only because I didn't find anybody who wasn't that splitty. The Pipkins are splitty too, but in the way, the way that the weak side is still good enough that is better than most other pitchers. So that's the kind of splitty I like.
And just to quickly show Bilbo kind of the very basics, and you're going to have to, put some work and time into this, but that's why I'd love to have someone on my stream that is more of an Excel expert. But when you go into a tournament and you go onto the statistics, you want to go to the sortable stats. And in the sortable stats, you can create a filter. So for my batters, I put in the categories. I can add more if I want, and I can pick any of these batting statistics that I want to be part of that collection. I keep it very simple. And once I do that, then I click OK, and it will spit out all those players that meet those criteria. Then I go up to report. I go open report. You want to open it up in a browser, because when you open up in a browser, you're going to be able to go through and copy this, right click, copy, paste it into your spreadsheet. And that's just the very simple way. Now, I know other people will use something, again, I'm no pro, the CSV, I have no clue what that is, or report. Like, there's other ways to do this too, but that's how I do it. I set up my filters. I got my pitcher filter, customize it. You can go through, you can go to add, go to choose, pitcher stats, pick whichever of these stats that you consider valuable, that you want more information on, set maybe a at least or between or greater, less than, click it, and then it's going to list all those pitchers. Got to have position, all pitchers. You got to view the pitcher stats, and it will spit out the cards, report, open it in a browser, copy, paste it into your Excel or your spreadsheet. And that's all I do. And then you can sort it and look for specific things by searching, that kind of stuff. So hope that helps a little bit. Again, there are much smarter people out there that probably know easier ways of doing that.
And if you want to look it up more, he started this in 24 as a YouTube series, how to make a model. And what we talked about is basically in the first episode that he's talking about. Just if you go to iRockThis YouTube site, the first episode is basically talking about what are the important stats you want, basically how you do that, how you filter that, and how you export it in a little bit a different way. But it doesn't really matter. It always work that you get it into a spreadsheet. And that is, if you want to have that a little more detailed than we can do it here in these short minutes. Just check out iRockThis with the spreadsheet tutorial there and for 24. And another thing with the pictures that we had, just let me because we had that in chat. Ollie North said that another thing that these all pictures have in common, they have the stuff is just a touch out of the red there, so that is just in the yellow, and that is very important. I think a lot of people say that stuff is not important. And I think that's not true. Stuff will get even more important the further we go, and we will go on in the power creep. And even now, I mean, stuff is basically your chance to strike somebody out, and every strikeout is that's the best out basically you can get, with the exception that a strikeout usually takes more pitches pitched. That's the only negative of the strikeout there. But even if you have the bases loaded, if you strike out the side after that, then nothing's happening there. So to have those pitchers in bronze don't have a red stuff, but going into the yellow yet, that is also a big plus there.
Okay, and iRockThis posted the link to his YouTube, and if you want to go check out more about iRockThis and his modeling, feel free to go check that out. Well worth your time, well worth watching. And thanks someone that posted that the CSV is basically can be imported into any spreadsheet program. Yeah. Thanks TX and JBE. Again, I need a tutorial. I need something to help me, because I'm spending a lot of time doing this, and I know there's probably a quicker way. And I've reached out and said, hey, can someone help me? Who wants to help me? And no one's come forward yet, but That'll come. Eventually I'll find a nicer way of doing this. Okay. Continuing on, before we do that, let's go into the I guess the bounty. Our team is still alive there, D-Block. We've made it through round 1. We've defeated Denver 10-3 in game number 5.
WX Scott is a good manager. I mean,
yeah. This is no slouch that we beat here, WX. Yeah. And we went the full 5 games, but Phil Hughes did not have a great debut in perfect team. 8 earned runs, 3 home runs,
27 ERA. Ouch.
Yeah. The 3 home runs kind of surprises me with that home run suppression. I thought it'd be a lot more based on hits. He only gave up 6 hits. Mine is 2 2/3 innings. So
yeah,
but yeah,
6 hits and 2 2/3 is a lot. Yeah,
he got rocked. On the other hand, our Henry McHenry is a perfect card. Didn't do that well either. He gave up 4. That's his hitting. Look at his pitching.
7 hits.
Yeah. He didn't do that well either. But
well, the whip is okay. So it was bad luck. We put it off as bad luck. The whip is okay.
It was our number 4 or 5 guys, Derringer and Isringhausen. So good call on Isringhausen.
I told you Isringhausen is okay.
I know. Here we go. D-Block, some love there. He made the call on bringing him in. So yeah, we lost games 2 and 3. So we had to win the last 2. And now we're up against some other dog. Look at the 2 dogs going at it. The Devil Dogs, who won their first matchup, I believe, in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're playing probably Hammaker. Yeah, they're going to go back to their ace, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're going to go back to the ace, yeah.
So Wingnuts Rockets, Hulud, and the Pips. Sounds like a 70s disco group. We got us against the Devil Dogs and Fussmucker up against those Beach Bums by Pause Refresh. Pause Refresh. So good luck, Devil Dogs. You're in line for the next bounty here. We had no rest, so you probably got a little bit of an edge.
You're showing a lot of restraint today.
What are you talking about, D-Block?
I mean, we are playing the Devil Dogs.
I know.
You're showing so much restraint.
Because at some point in the future, people are going to say, Lap, why do you always play those songs? And I'm going to say, what are you talking about? Go check the VOD from Thursday, May the 2nd. I don't play those songs all the time.
Yeah.
So yes, D-Block, it sometimes like a holiday comes every once in a while. Viewers need a holiday. So yes, it's when Ezra drafted Kitty last night, that's the first thing I wanted to play today.
You teased it. You had him on the edge of his seat already.
I know. Sometimes that's even better.
Boiled Egg has already punched in WTF. Did not hit enter yet, and it didn't come.
It's like Pavlov's dogs, right? It's just like WTF. What? He didn't play it? What? Oh. Yes. Psychologically. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Wheeler, Pipkins, and Westbrooks, 3 that you might want to look at. Look at their shape. The stuff is lower. The home run suppression is higher than the pitcher BABIP on all 3 pitchers, and they've got, decent control. So maybe a shape you want to look at. But is that going to change with our number 5, 4, and 3 pitchers coming in at number 5, appearing 19 times on that spreadsheet, 20 times, and 23 times? We got a live player.
Yeah.
But wait, why have 1 live player when you can have 2 live players?
Surprised about that. Gibson is still in there. I'm a little bit surprised about that.
He was my biggest pitching surprise too. And then we've got a guy that we kind of expect. He was in last month as well. Again, a lefty. Like you said, we see a lot of lefties.
Yeah, and he does not fit the shape anymore that we are actually looking for. But I guess everybody is still on this train. The Thermont.
Yeah, I mean,
and he showed that he can do it still. I mean, his home run suppression is high enough, I guess, and yeah.
Made sure to get a couple shots in. Was it tequila, bourbon, or whiskey?
If I know, Ezra was herbal tea.
Yes, it was like Earl Grey. I got to draft Kitty. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. Lap's going to mention it tomorrow. I don't want to. But I have to. Okay. I rock this says Thurmond is good. Good. So we got some confirmation there. He said that Brady Singer is a top-notch player. Good. So, yeah, don't be afraid to draft these live players. The shape is different. Like, it's not that low stuff, high pitcher BABIP, high home run suppression, but it's balanced. And as we know, balanced pitchers, we saw last year when the Charlie Lee came out and other lower cards came out, balanced pitchers can be good. You don't have to be blue in 2 or 3 categories.
That's basically what we looked for at the beginning of the year with the Dane Dunning too and all that. There's these balanced pitchers there.
Yeah, and it's not only pitchers; it's some hitters out there too that you can draft. I don't know if they show up in the hitting, but we'll find out soon. Okay, down to our top 2. Now you mentioned Eovaldi a little bit earlier.
He's a week older. He's a week older than the Pipkins, so I thought he had a chance. I thought about Pipkins or him, and I thought he's a week older. He had a better shot to make it in here.
He was just outside the top 10. He finished in 11th. I think he appeared 10 times. Part of that is he hasn't been in the full month. But yeah, he did not appear. So again, he is not a guy for this year, these settings, that I'm still going to draft him because I like him. But
yeah,
coming in at number 2, 24 times on the spreadsheet he was 2 last month as well. And number 1 came in with 27 times on the spreadsheet. I rock this. What do you think? D-Block, what do you think about Ken Raffensperger?
He never worked for me. He's giving me constant 8+ ERAs.
Really?
Yeah, in tournaments and drafts, he never works for me. He does not want to pitch for me.
Okay. And our top pitcher, based on that criteria, I can't even remember who it is now. 27 times. Dean Dunning.
Raffensperger should work for me, but he just doesn't. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He should work, but like I said, he's very constant by giving me 8+ ERA.
Is that with Dunning too?
No, Dunning is much better.
Okay. I wonder if Ken is a slider thing.
I doubt it.
But yeah, I mean, we looked at the 62 Silva card, right? And the Silver card, much higher control, but the BABIP and home run suppression were pretty close.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the other, like the cards that were on the Pipkin side there on that page, they had the same shape, and they're doing much better than he does for me. Yeah. Like the Wheeler and the Westbrook, I don't take him a lot, but when I do take him, they're producing much better than the Raffensperger. And I know a lot of people are starting him, but what can I do? Every time I do start him, I get an 8+ ERA. It's just. He just doesn't like my teams, I guess.
I love when this information comes in. For what it's worth, Cats, your Raffensperger went 0 innings pitched, walked 5, and gave up 8 earned runs. So you got the D-Block version there of Raffensperger. Yeah. So again, take it with a grain of salt. But for some reason, with those criteria, he came up 24 times on the spreadsheet. Let's see if I can look for something here quickly. Sort. And again, there's who knows, maybe he just lucked out and played a lot of teams that didn't draft in that first round. But
no. I mean, a lot of people are using them in tournaments, so they are choosing to play him. So, and they wouldn't do that if they had the same results that I have.
Yeah.
So, it is me. It is just my teams, basically. Yeah. There's one from mine, the D blocks.
Yep.
What did you do?
104 ERA. So you had a good one there.
Okay, thank you very much. Ravensburger is proving me wrong.
Steel Creek seems to like him, drafts him quite a bit. So, yeah, here's just one of these guys that have appeared quite a bit. And
the problem, of course, is since I have had that negative experience with him, I'm not drafting him a lot, of course.
The surprise for me was Johnny Smits, that he didn't show up in the top.
Yeah, he's one of these surprises, definitely.
But he still, I mean, you can see his name on there a fair bit, so he still seems to do okay. Candelaria up there, Joe Black is another one. Brito just missed out, like he was.
Yeah. Brito is one of those life cards.
Number 9 or 10. Guthrie, had a good run of Guthries here. So there's our Washburn. So those are our top pitchers based on that criteria. So 3 live pitchers that you might want to look for, plus throw in Johnny Brito. He's another one that you might want to consider. You don't have FIP in mind because you don't care about that constant. Yeah. I've set it pretty high, like at 4, I think is okay. But yeah, I can probably take that out. I don't know how much it'll change things, but it might. Like I said, need someone to come on my show and say, Lap, these are the categories you should be looking for. These are the filters you should have. But otherwise, I just go off of, what looks good. Okay, next. I think it's time, D-Block, to play some trivia. It's time to play some trivia, to give out some packs here to the folks. Let's go to, gotta find my wheel here. Here it is. All right, so for trivia, what we do, we ask 13 questions. There's always Canadian content, usually towards the end. And 5 packs go to the winner of trivia. And then we pick kind of a random placing. So let's find out what that placing is. Let's shuffle it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we've got
4th. Okay.
4th. Okay. So you want to finish 1st, or you want to finish 4th? And if you've never done this, what's that?
You didn't have 4th before, right?
No, we've had 2nd 2 or 3 times, and I think we
7th
had
last week. 7th last week.
Yeah. Okay, let me just get it organized here. You should see a little quiz kit icon on the very right-hand side of your Twitch screen. So please do not enter your answers in chat. This is not how you play the quiz. You have to actually click on the answer on your screen. And if someone in chat can let me know if they see the instructions come up. You might want to refresh your browser too, because sometimes it doesn't pick up your name until after the first question.
It comes up.
Comes up? Okay.
Yeah.
All good. Everyone's saying all good. All right. 1st place and 4th place in the trivia. Let's do this. Let's see. Fussmucker is usually one of our big time winners. He's probably in the chat, raring to go. Come on, Lap. Come on. Question number 1. Read it off for us.
I do have to.
You can pronounce the name.
D-Block is from which German city? Wolfsburg, Braunschweig, Frankfurt, or Hamburg?
Where is the co-host from? Have you visited all 4 of those cities?
Yeah.
Yeah. The quicker you ring in, the more points you get if you're right. However, if you're wrong, the more points that you lose. You go from 20,000 positive down to negative 20,000 if you answer it very, very quickly and you're wrong. So consider your timing in all of this, especially if you're not in first and you're going for that fourth place finish. What is the answer, D-Block?
Braunschweig.
Chat, good students, chat. Gold stars. 17 people got that one right. And the person that got it right the quickest was... Who answered it the quickest?
Diaspora.
Ezra.
It's
You let
Ezra.
Spore beat you out? KDR Twitch, TX Jenks, Bexdog, Sean Sultan, and IBDB2U all in the top 7 there. All right, I'll read the next ones here, but I wanted you to read that first one. Shane Bieber from today's card has an overall stuff rating of 108, 140, 146, or 149. What is the stuff of the Biebs? And you cannot Google the answer for this one. I don't think it's on Google yet. All right, here we go. Answers are in. 2 easy questions to start off. It was 146. Second highest stuff rating in the game behind a live pitcher, I believe. Highest stuff rating for a historical player. Spore, Caged Wisdom, IBDB, TX Jenks. And then if you're contestant 408, 218, or 455, you need to connect your Twitch name to this app. Go to the right side of your screen, right about here, the midway point. Click it and give permissions to use your Twitch name, and then maybe refresh your browser. Okay, next up. And by the way, fourth place gets packs, and first place not named Spore gets packs. Next question. The Baseball Reference site was launched in what year? 1999, 2000, 2005, or 2013? Let's see if Spore knows this one. Are the slides up yet? Trying to distract Spore, aren't you? Oh, darn it. Yeah, the slides aren't up. I'm going to go do that. And thanks to the follows, we had a couple follows. Hi _ my name is _ Matt. Well, how you doing, Matt? Glad you could join the channel here. Bricks 0900 and a Franchise Time Machine. Ooh, I like that. Franchise Time Machine. Thank you for the follow a few minutes ago. Good to have you as part of the Dog Pound here. Yeah, let's see if Spore knows this one. Okay. Answers are in. Only 3 people got this one right. Yeah, it was a formal intro. Well, that's a hi, my name is Matt. Well, not my name, but the follower. Spore did know that one. Darn it, we can't fool him.
Wow. Very
quick, 2000. As a teenager, Spore was following Baseball Reference. B-Dub 30 Cent, second to ring in, and contestant 28, the only other person to get this right. Thought my name was Matt Laptop. Well, that's kind of a cool name, I'm not going to lie. Next up. Today's Pre-TWIPT Amigo show showed off which early bird release Kemmler, Bieber, Nell, or Silva? If you were watching, it should be easy.
Well, that's a typo.
Is there on which one?
Yeah, Kemmler is with double M.
Oh. Okay.
You know why I know that?
Kemmler.
You know why I know that?
Because he's German?
Because that's my name. That's my name.
You were serious?
Well, it's written a little bit different. It's Northern German written, but yeah, that's my name. It's my last name.
Oh, wow. Well, you got to make sure you get that Combinator card then as a souvenir. Okay, answers are in. Yeah, this one was pretty easy. 17 of you got it right. One guessed Nell, one guessed Bieber. Maybe they're going for fourth place. I don't know. D-Block Kemmler. Or is it Keimler? German.
Kemmler.
Busmucker, there you are. I was wondering when you'd make an appearance on the leaderboard. First question, Spore did not get the top answer. Wasn't the quickest to ring in. So after 4 questions, we have Spore at 76,000, B-Dub at 56. Is this I-Dub's alt? Come on, it's got to be, right? We have I-Dub. Is this B-Dub? What's going on here? Do I have a C-Dub and a D-Dub? You dubs, all you kids these days with your slang. I-Dub, B-Dub. Okay, next question. Rudy Kemmler is rated 40 overall. How many other 40 overall catchers are there, both historical and live together? How many 40 overall catchers? D-Block mentioned it earlier. Spore mentioned it.
Spilled the beans.
Yep. He was the student that gives you the answers before the test. Usually he charges, but it was free today. Good question. No, we're gonna eliminate Spore from the scoreboard totally, just because, and nothing against Spore, obviously, but he created the cards, and most of the answers have to do with the cards. He still can have bragging rights though, but just pretend his name's not on the scoreboard for today. I think it's a fair way, and Spore has given away his winning packs before, so. So if he wins, we're still going to give him a shout out and applause. And if he wants me to play Kitty, darn it, I will play Kitty. I don't have any tiger sound effects, sorry. Fussmucker, quickest to ring in. So currently, after the current questions, B-Dub, 30 Cent, is in first place. And in fourth place would be K_Cody. So that's how that will work based on the current ratings. B-Dub in first and K_Cody in fourth.
I don't think I've ever seen Ezra being that high.
Well, wait till he goes to Vancouver. Oh, was that a different high you were talking about? Oh, okay. British Columbia, in case you don't know, is kind of the center for enjoying your tobacco products. How many 41 overall catchers are in the game? 1, 7, 9, or 6? 1967. How many? Yeah, Ezra, you should draft more when you're playing trivia because it's working out for you. Did we make the same joke? I didn't even. When are you talking to yourself or do you post it in chat? You're too busy eating. No, keep on playing. I want to see if you can still win. I want to see if you get the Dave Steve questions coming up.
Straight edge, Ezra. Yo.
Okay. Answers are in. Spore and I we have a lot of things in common. We're both, as teenagers, very lanky, string beanish. And by a lot of things, I mean there's other things as well, but we can't say it's a family channel. Who is this I_Emperor_ Palpatine? They've come out of nowhere. Spores dropped to third on that question. Lloyd Boyd, good to see you again. First place is B-Dub. Fourth place, K Cody. So we're still the same placings. GT Sundown must be having a little nap because he's usually in the top here too. Fussmucker, Fuss is struggling today. Fuss is down in the teens. Next up. Which of today's three catchers had the highest catcher framing? Was it Raritan, Edwards, Kemmler, or both Raritan and Edwards had the same catcher framing? See, you get not synchronicity, take a drink, because I did not know the Kemmler thing, and we've seen his name 3 times already today. What are you drinking?
Alcohol-free beer.
Oh, okay. We have that in Canada too. Except it's like, I think it's like 0.5 or something. Like it's not completely alcohol free.
No, this is completely free. Mm-hmm. And this tastes really good. I don't taste a difference here. So,
does it cost a lot less than regular alcohol?
No, costs the same. But I like this. These bottles because they don't have the bottle cap like you throw away, so create a lot of waste. So you just have. Actually, if you don't finish the bottle, you just close it again, and.
I'm glad you had that on because you did that over your mic, D-Block.
No, it doesn't matter. I knew it wouldn't do anything.
Is it? Do you guys have a lot of taxes on your alcohol? Because in Canada, we have so many taxes.
It's not as high as, for example, the highest taxes for alcohol are in Scandinavia.
Okay,
but still, there are some taxes on there, but it's reasonable. I mean, the problem is if you take a beer away from German, that's gonna be trouble. They can't afford their beer. That's gonna be trouble, even if it's alcohol-free beer. And I just got used to it. I don't need the alcohol. I just want the taste. So,
do you drink it cold?
Yeah. Beer has to be like 8 degrees Celsius and lower, between 6 and 8 degrees Celsius.
Lone Star says, speaking of beer, 17.77% today in Arizona. Again, in Canadian, if we want to buy a case of beer, like 12 bottles or 12 cans, it's about $28 or something like that Canadian for 12.
Okay. The case that I bought has 20 bottles of that, and it cost me $14.95. So that is, what is that? $18? No, it's a little less. $17.
Yeah.
American dollars. I don't know what that is in Canadian. 850 Canadian.
Yeah. We're going into triple digits. Yeah. Our loony is definitely loony. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Here we go. Many positions did not get a card released today as a primary position. Which one did? Was it a first baseman, a second baseman, a third baseman, or a right fielder? 3 of those did not get a primary card today. Ezra, sign up for another draft. Hurry. There's still 5 questions left. You remember which one D-Block did not get a primary position? Or did get a primary position?
Right field did not.
Right. And second base and first base. The one that did was the third baseman. Spore, first one to ring in, John Doe, KDR, Twitch, K Cody, music lessons. So we've got after 8 questions. D-Dub in first, Spore with bragging rights, and John Doe, 8865, currently in the number 4 coveted position. Ezra is... he's on the leaderboard. Yeah, Ezra's on the leaderboard. Okay. One more question, then we're going to take a break. Then we'll come back for the last few questions. Then we'll look at the top batters in the 5L before we call it a stream. Mr. Devil Dog, update me on the bounty. Is it over? Do we need to start crying in our beer? Here's the question. What is Terry Turner's range from today's card? 101, 104, 106, or 114? What was that range of that third baseman? Or shortstop? I think it was shortstop. Telling you, if Spore wins, we're playing kitty. I'm breaking my no playing kitty today rule. He asked for it. He said, Lap, if I win, I'll take that as a prize. So Ezra, you better start playing better here. Come on. All right, results are in. We're going to be back in 2 minutes to finish off the trivia contest.
Peanuts, get your peanuts here.
right, we are back, gang. And once again, we'll get back and look at the top performing cards in the 5L based on the information I collected. You can see on the screen here, we went through the pitchers already. These are the profiles of the top 8 pitchers that we talked about a little bit earlier. Dane Dunning in the bottom left-hand corner. That's the profile of the guy that appeared the most on the spreadsheet. So Dane Dunning, as well as a couple other live pitchers. Raffensperger. So again, catch the VOD a little later to check out the pitchers, and we'll look at the hitters after we finish trivia. All right, I think everyone's back from their bathroom break. Let's get the trivia going again. Scoreboard. We got Spore killing it. D-Dub, K Cody, Sean Soul, Caged Wisdom. So as it stands right now, D-Dub and Caged Wisdom are going to be the 2 winners, because as I said, we're going to eliminate Spore from the screen. So whoever is in first and fourth with the name off will get the 2 prizes. Here we go. Next question. What was the letter on Spore's cap from today's show? B, C, D, or M? What was he sporting today?
Good thing it wasn't by MCA.
Yeah. Well, these are letters that I could see, because you got Boston, you got Detroit, you got Cleveland, you got Milwaukee, prominent letters. So we'll see how many people paid attention to his headwear. Looks different in a mirror? Maybe. Well, 10 people were focusing on your hat at one point there, Spore, so that's good. We had 10 people got that one correct. Are we talking about looking at your calculator in a mirror with certain letters on it? We can't be talking about that. Who didn't look at their calculator with certain letters on it? That was part of the fun of using your calculator, coming up with new words. iDub. Man, iDub, you got this before the question probably even started. You 19,539. That's amazing. Spore, of course, came second. I rock this. B-Dub. Ezra must be drafting. He was 6th, quickest to ring in. Okay, next up. What's 58,000 plus 9? I'm scared to look. I'm just scared to look. Okay. I'll Google it later, or maybe I shouldn't. Am I allowed to click images when I Google that? I might get into trouble. Okay. Next. Yesterday's Community Showdown matches were won by which 2 teams? Was it the Cardinals and Padres, the Tigers and Padres, the Cardinals and Yankees, or the Tigers and Yankees? The 2 Community Showdown. I said that would be a question today, so those that saw that, here's your free answer. Goobs? Okay, I think I can safely search images for goobs. I just don't want certain people in my household checking my internet history if I use what Spore told me to type in there. Answer is Tactile Necks Yankees, and it was Ollie North's St. Louis Cardinals from 1967. 2 Community Showdowns. They will go on to the round of 32. They each won 10 packs. Those packs have been delivered, so congratulations to Ollie and to Tactile. Then do not look up award-winning Ds. Okay. I will not. I'm not looking up anything you guys suggest. Hey, Lap, go to this site. It's got a great history about Dave Steeb. Oh, you should go check it out. www.don'tfoolme.com. iDub, first one to get in, Fussmucker TX Jenks. So I believe we have 2 questions left. D-Dub currently in first place, and in fourth place, IBDB2U, but it is close. 800 points. K Cody is ahead, and John Doe is about 16,000 behind. So K Cody, Sean Soul, IBDB, going to be jockeying for some position here. Timing is important. It is time for our Canadian content, folks. Here we go. What is Dave Steeb's baseball reference HTML ID? Every player has an ID at the end of the HTML. When you search them up, there's a certain pattern with the IDs. Which one is the one for Dave Steeb? I never run out of Dave Steeb questions, folks. Don't worry. Never. And it was a nice tie-in to baseball reference. Yeah, I know, especially if you play the base game and you import historical players. These are the IDs you use to bring Willie Mays into 2024. Always the first 5 letters of their last name, the first 2 letters of their first name, and typically 01, unless a player previously in history had the exact same combination, then it would be a 02. If there was a second player, it would be a 03, and so on until you finally get the right one. So, John Smith, you're probably going to have to go through a few before you get the 2024 version. I'm curious, how many John Smiths played Major League Baseball? Spore will know that one. 16 people got that one right. Wow. Look who is the newest Dave Steeb fan, D-Block. Do you see who got that right the quickest?
That must be a mistake.
Ezra. He does not want that song to be played. He is doing it. He is doing his best. All right, with one question to go. Spore is going to walk away with this and be our token champion. D-Dub will get the packs if he stays in first. It's not a for sure thing yet. Technically, he could still lose first place. And in fourth right now is Caged Wisdom. 65,000 points. IBDB has 68,000. K Cody has 63,000, and Music Lessons has 60,000. Here we go. Last question. This one is going to reward people that watched from the beginning. Earlier in the stream, I showed off 2 books I'm currently reading. Which player is the focus of one of those 2 books? This guy was the focus of one of them. So threw in the Dave Steeb there as a slider. Let's see. Yep. 3 people got it wrong, or 3 people guessed Dave Steeb, 5 guessed Koufax, 2 guessed the Hawk. 19 of you got it right. Wow. That deserves for being good listeners and watching the screen once more. Mono results are in, and our winner of this week's trivia is... Come on, D-Block, raise your glass to Kitty. All right. Someone count up how many O's are in Ezra's comment there, because I've got a list going. And I think the most he's had is like 33. Someone count those O's up for me. Spore, congratulations. You have won the trivia. However, the packs are going to go to D-Dub 30 cent. So D-Dub, please send me a whisper. Let me know what your perfect team username is there. And let me count here. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Where did this guy come from? John Doe. John, I don't recall mentioning your name much in that grouping, but John Doe with 69,278 came in 4th place. So congratulations, John Doe, as well. Send me a whisper and click on my name on the chat there and let me know what your perfect team username is. So first time winners for a couple people. Good to see D-Dub 30 cent and John Doe 8865. Very good. We will do that again next week. All right, let's we're gonna go and look at the hitters now that we have here on screen. So first of all, let's look at some kind of single one tournament highlights. The pitcher in 5L in April that pitched the most innings. Doesn't mean it's a great player or anything, but I still like Wilbur Wood in certain situations. He's kind of fallen off for me as a top 5 pitcher, but I can see how many people would still draft him. Wilbur Wood, lefty, 69.2 innings. That was the most innings pitched by someone in 5L with the data I collected. Next, wins. Most wins in a tournament. Really tough to get 8 or more because just you're rotating through your pitchers. You have to go deep into the tournament unless you get lucky with a reliever. But 8 wins in 5L in April with this profile. Who has this profile? Oh, Devil Dog. Devil Dog did. Mr. Devil Dog. He reverse swept us. Congratulations on claiming the bounty. You had to egg me on there, D-Block. Lop, you haven't played certain songs.
I did not say that. I said you showed a lot of restraint.
Okay. That was pretty good, though. 2.5 hours.
That's a lot of restraint for you.
That is a lot of restraint. Okay. This profile belongs to Johnny Smits. Johnny Smits has 8 wins in a 5L tournament in April. I always take him if I see him. So I recommend the same. Yeah. We both like our Johnny Schmitz.
Yeah. Yes.
Highest WAR by a 5L pitcher. Jari Park, 1976, belongs to this guy here. And that is Jack Kralik, another good pitcher. 5L, you're not going to get offered all the pitchers we like. And if you see this one, I recommend you take him. Jack Kralik. But again, another lefty. So be careful with that if people are stocking up their right-handed hitters. And our best strikeout guy, you would expect that from this profile. Here's one of these bronze iron cards that has a very high stuff rating. He's going to have a good K per 9. And in 38 innings pitched, this pitcher had a 10.2 K per 9. Anyone know who this profile belongs to?
No, I don't.
Very, very average, below average on everything except for stuff. No, it is not 40 overall Dave Stieb. I'm seeing some guesses here. It is Max Scherzer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a bullpen guy, maybe a guy that you want to close out the game, the guy that can overpower hitters, K per 9 in this tournament here, that was the highest in kind of a one-off 10.2. So way to go, Max. And the last pitcher one, walk per 9. The lowest walk per 9 with a minimum of 30 innings pitched was this guy here. It was 41.2 innings in this one tournament with a 0.6 walks per 9. Again, with that control, we might see that with the Silva too. Here is that Ken Raffensperger. So he might give up hits, he might give up home runs, but he's not probably going to walk a lot of guys. So there you go. There are our top performers from the pitching. Oh, I did put a save guy into this one. Came out of nowhere. I don't know why this guy, but it's just one tournament, but he had 11 saves, which again is just incredible. It's a live player, live pitcher. Extreme fly ball. Apparently this manager used him as their closer, and that belongs to Bowden Francis, Toronto Blue Jay. Just this, the randomness of this game sometime.
Yeah.
11 saves.
Just today with the stuff compared together with the PBAB, it is what it is. If the tournament wants you, the tournament wants you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dude, smile. Come on. You're playing ball for a living. Smile.
I'm too cool to smile. I'm in Canada. It's cold. I don't want to smile. All right, hitters. We're going to go through the hitters quickly. These are the top hitters based on this criteria, which I showed you earlier with the WAR, the WRC, the WRC plus. Plate appearances had to be at least 44 or higher. WOBA at least 0.375, and their average at least 240. Again, not all of these may be important. I just picked some things that I kind of wanted to look at. So appearing 18, 19, and 21 times on the list, we have IDub. Hey, IDub. We all smile. We're all on the Blue Jays. Joe Carter, 1993. No, 1992. He was smiling. 18 times, Jeff Blauser. No surprise?
No surprise.
Not really.
No.
19 times, Rocky Colavito, and 21 times, Eric Young. And so if we look at their profiles, maybe speak to why these guys might be having some success.
Well, the Blauser, he is, of course, splitty there, but he's a decent shortstop. Okay, you can use Colavito. I mean, it's obvious there with the power and the eye. And Eric Young, one of the better second basemen there, with doesn't have the power, but and it's splitty with the eye, but still the BABIP is there. The eye is basically there. Even the ADI on the weak right side is pretty good. If you can platoon him, it's pretty good. But in a draft, this is one of the guys you want there at second base. It's basically matter. So yeah.
And that Eric Young, I mean, when we looked at that catcher before that didn't have any power, look how Eric Young does with not even as good a ratings as that one catcher. So I think that catcher is just going to kill it. I think he's just going to do really well. Next up, and Colavito, all three of these make sense to me.
Yeah.
Coming in at 23 appearances, 24 and 27 appearances on the list, meeting that criteria. We've got, against the righties, one of your best first basemen, no doubt about it. No doubt about this guy. I thought he might be in the top 2 or top 3. He was not. He came in at number 4. And another one you like, at least you used to like, I don't know if you still use him, Mr. Renicky.
First of all, so Renicky, I use him less than I used before. He still has some very nice defense. You can really play him at center field with his defense, so he's useful there. But yeah, there are some cards that have better have basically the same power but better BABIP. So he's gotten a little bit into the behind there for me. Jake Stahl, I mean, there's nothing. I think the reason why he's only at 24, because there are so many first base options now there that you can use. I think there would be like, if I would have to guess right now, like 7 or 8 players that are useful at first base. So very easy that you have like in the first 2 rounds, have some others already picked there at first base, and then Jake Stahl comes along, and you just don't have a place for him anymore since we don't have a DH spot here. And G-Man, very splitty, but still a very, very useful first baseman. Kind of like basically taken away from Jake Stahl already. And of course, there's a Soliter. There's the Camille. There's Kitty. There's some more. There's Morales, and very, 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 very deep first base field there, in bronze. So
yeah, first base in a no DH league is kind of rough because you have to make some choices. And as I mentioned before, Spores has told me he's had both Jake and Kitty in the same round, and you're going to take Jake. Let's face it, you're going to take Jake over Kitty. But in a DH kind of situation, maybe you take both of them. And if you platoon G-Man and Kitty, that's another good combination too, if you have that option. But yeah, none of these guys surprise me. Next, our top 2. And look at these numbers here, 23, 24, and 27. Quite the gap with our top 2. We've got Paul DeYoung coming in at 31, which again, he's a great player, great card. And coming in with 54 appearances.
Adam Dunn.
Yeah. There's no suspense here. We knew it was coming. I just didn't realize. I knew he was good. I knew he was overpowered. He's kind of like the Chase Utley in Diamond, but man, it's almost like you need him to win now. Like if you don't get Adam Dunn as your choices. And I was thinking about this last night. If I get a chance to refresh the 5L, what do you think about round 1, 3 or 4 cards that everyone gets, including Adam Dunn? Like even the playing field. You think that, or do you think it should just be random and whoever gets him gets him?
I mean, let's put it this way. I had a terrible month, and I very rarely got Adam Dunn. So if I would be very selfish, I would say, yes, I would like that. On the other hand, nah. That's the thing with perfect drafts. Like the month before, I was like I said, I won the Bagels and Schmear, and it was just beaten by 1 point in the 5L. And this month, I'm basically in the 5L. I was terrible. I didn't win a single 5L in a full month. So that's the luck that there is with perfect draft, and I like that kind of. It's frustrating when you're on the bad end, but still. That's what makes the 5L interesting. That even if you're not that good, if you have luck and just have really good cards, you can still win, and that will help you learn too. Seeing that what cards are good for you, and looking for that for similar cards the next time. So no, I wouldn't do it. I prefer it the way it is right now.
Okay, and it was kind of a thought because he is like by far the best bronze card that you're looking for. I mean, there's other options, but you're smiling if you get this as a choice.
Yeah.
But again, Spore is going to come out with new cards, and new cards are going to replace these old cards. And so in a month's time, we may not want Adam Dunn as our first choice.
I doubt it. I mean, I really doubt it.
Yeah.
that we'll get 2 more cards right in the next month that will replace Adam Dunn.
I mean, IBDB, that's another, I don't know if they could program it that way where you get 6 of the same card for everyone in round 1, and you have to pick one of those 6. So it's a Diamond Pipkins or an Adam Dunn or a Jake Stahl, or like that would be another kind of option.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think 90% of the people are going to take Adam Dunn as their first choice. I would think in the 5L anyway. Tactile, good to see you, buddy. Back, got your power back on. And yes, you were one of the winners in the community showdown yesterday. You lost game 1 against the Detroit Tigers, but you came back and won games 2 and 3, all by 1-run scores, I believe. So those 10 packs should already be in your account. If you go to transaction history and go to, I don't know, Twitch drops or something like that, or pack rewards, you should see that you were awarded the 10 packs. They should already be there. Okay. And there are the profiles, just that overpowering power gap. He's also got the gap power. And Paul DeYoung, probably a lot to do with the like, I think he's pretty good defensively too. Mm-hmm. So that new, who is the new NEL card?
Jake
Stevens? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jake Stevens. Yeah.
So he's gonna, probably appear a little bit, maybe bring down the numbers of Paul DeYoung, but still,
I think in league play, I'm platooning them too. Stevens and DeYoung. DeYoung was his right, and Stevens was his left.
Yeah, good choice. What else? Max is saying, I mean, Adam Dunn plays in freaking silver right now. Yeah, I don't doubt that. And there are a few people that have an Adam Dunn combinator, and congratulations on having that. All right, D-Block, we've got one more break coming up here. How's your energy level doing?
Sky high.
Is it? You're still good to go for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Dr. Dynastic's not on today. Normally we would stream into him right at this time, but he's not on today. If there is someone else, another affiliate that is going to be streaming, just send me a whisper and we can raid into you when we're done. Probably in about a half-hour time. I don't think we're going to go too much longer. So feel free to send me if you are going to start up a stream and we could bring the crew over. But in the meantime, we're on a break. We'll be back in a couple minutes, less than 2 minutes. right, back here with Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon. Again, if you're new to OOTP, if you're new to watching these streams on Twitch, then go click that link, go follow D-Block. D-Block, you're on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern?
Exactly, 9 a.m. Eastern.
So go check them out. I think Kansas City, I think Friday's part of it's your Kansas City Royals save, correct?
I'm trying to. I didn't... the last few times I just did not have time to do them, but I'm trying to have that as my Kansas City Royal save day. But yeah,
all right. We're going to open some packs a little later too, and see if we can get some of those new cards. And we're going to talk combinators. Not a huge discussion on it, but maybe a little bit of guidance for the free-to-play players, those that don't want to try and get 26 combinator cards because it's really tough to do. Maybe a few suggestions on how you can improve your bronze tournament play with the combinators. All right. Walk single tournament. These are some of the record setters for April. This guy, he had at least 50 at-bats. He walked 33.9% of the time, which makes sense with that eye. Going to get a lot of walks. And that belongs to Mickey Tettleton. So if you're looking at catcher options for the 5L, you know, he gets on base 33.9% of the time in his at-bats for Mickey Tettleton. I don't know if he's always my go-to catcher. I look still for Roger Bresnahan, and I think he might be. I can't remember.
I used him a lot, yeah.
Yeah, plus those two live catchers, Grandal and the other guy we talked
Sanchez.
about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sanchez.
Yeah, and Grandal also has a historic card, which is has a better defense than the live card. The live card, no, the live card has better defense. The historic card has a better bat. So you can use them two-way, actually, the Grandal.
Nice. War-wise, there was one player in one tournament that had a WAR of 3.2, and that's high for this tournament. Usually it's in the high twos, kind of for our high WAR players. But this guy went over 3. And again, not showing you his defense and all that, which might factor into it. But we've got really surprised me because this guy is not on my radar at all. But again, just like that closer that had 11 saves, we have this guy with a 3.2 WAR. It happens, folks. It happens. Here is the stat line for Mr. Pena, just so you can kind of see he had a career lifetime performance here, drafted by Cleveland, 139 plate appearances, 49 hits, 5 home runs, 48 RBIs, 17% walk rate, WOBA of 566, an OPS of 1.3, average of 458. Now, if this guy only had 40 plate appearances, okay, you could see that. He had 139 plate appearances to maintain these numbers here with this shape.
That's why averages do not work in those lower levels. You cannot take averages. You have to take the meridian. It's just if you have those outliers in there, averages just do not work.
And that's why, as I said, D-Block, I wouldn't doubt it if this card, played the first round against Jim Unknowns and maybe even the second round against Jim Unknowns. That's where you kind of see these outliers where they might play 8 games against teams that forgot to draft. So keep that in mind. This is not, I'm going to take him every single time, because more times than not, he's not going to do anything.
I have taken him before, but only because I didn't get anybody else.
Yeah.
Really. And,
Eric Young, look for him. Look for him. RBIs 56 to Jim Presley. So Presley does have some power, some gap power, some good BABIP. So again, I think at one time you had him as your third baseman, didn't you?
I do. I still do.
You still do?
I platoon him, but I still use him against the righties.
So there you go. Grab yourself, if you don't have him a part of your bronze team, Jim Presley. And home runs pretty low. Not a lot of home runs, as we would maybe expect to see in the 6L, which probably a lot more. But a 1 tournament home run record of 13 belongs to a guy with this power. And that is, again, a guy not on my radar. Don't know who his opposition was. This is 1 tournament where he had those kind of numbers. Hit 63, Jake Stahl. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. This he's the Curry Foley of bronze. Like, he's just super powered.
Yeah. What can you say about him? I mean, he's just awesome.
Yeah. He's becoming one of my favorite cards this year so far. He and Adam Dunn, of course, we're always going to remember. Yeah, they're just great bronze. So my players of the month, I don't think you would disagree too much, but you got to always give it to Adam Dunn. He's going to be your top hitter of the month. And I'm going not with one of the top 1, 2, 3, or 4 pitchers. I'm going with the guy that we saw a little further down. My top pitcher goes to Diamond Pipkins. I think we're going to see him in the top 3 in the May stats.
I think so too.
You know what's going to be fun? When we analyze the 6L and the cards that did well in the 6L. And next time I have you on, we'll take a look at the 6L, because very curious with the 1990s, different ballpark.
Yeah.
Adam Dunn will be there. I have no doubt he's going to be there because he has the power. He's got the eye. But some of those other guys, will power eye dominate.
Yeah. Especially if the live cards are going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. Will those live pitchers, are our pitchers going to be drastically different? So again, folks, if you want to get involved in this, we are on a new cycle. So from May 1st to May 31st, I collect all the data. You have to finish in the top 4 in the 5L or the 6L to get some points. Plus, I've thrown in a new bounty ticket. So if you beat me in any of these 2 tournaments, you get a bounty ticket, and everyone with a bounty ticket at the end of the month gets puts into a draw for 5 packs. So Brent got it yesterday as one of the bounty tickets. He beat me in round 1. Most of you will have bounty tickets by the end of the month. If you play me, you're probably going to have a ticket. So congratulations to the Mill Basin Yankees, and Macabre Shea won the random 5 packs from the 5L, and then Macabre Shea won the 6L. So they got the 20 packs. I will do the random draw on my Monday show because I didn't have time to set the wheel up. So that will come Monday. Well, D-Block, last thing we're going to talk about, and then we're going to open some packs. Those combinators. And it's been talked about on many shows. It's been referenced. We're in a wait and see kind of approach with PTCS and how that's going to work out. I just want to start off with the combinators by saying that OOTP is aware of concerns. It's in Discord. Rob Tomlinson, Dishnet, came on a week ago or so and said, thanks for the input. Please keep giving us input. Gives it back to the team. I'm sure they're having discussions. And if I had to bet money, I would say that the way we see things now is probably going to, change and progress as time goes on. So I would say don't panic overly too much. See how things progress, because I don't think it's just going to be free for all with combinators and everything, all tournaments, all league. I think we'll see things change based on community input as time goes on. I have no insider information, but I know OOTP listens to the community and they do like to make changes as things go on. What that looks like, we don't know. Maybe different tournaments have different amount of combinators available. Maybe we have combinator-free tournaments. Maybe we have a limit of how many combinators you can use in league play or turn. We don't know, but I'm betting something will come along the way because that's what the community is kind of hoping for. I think D-Block, you think combinators will adjust along the way?
I don't see how. I don't see how they can. I think I don't have the fantasy to feel how they can be tweaked that it works. But that's just me. And Spore and OOTP have shown to me last year in 24 with especially with that second half that they have the ability to turn things around. I just don't see it right now because I'm just missing the fantasy of that. I would love to have a suggestion how you can change it, but changing it the way you were describing there is a band-aid. It's the whole system. It just it is a band-aid for this year, and then they have to be gone. If it is like you are saying. But the problem there is there are two things that are really that really are bothering me about that. The first thing is in 24 it was this way. I was able to compete in perfect team. I did not get to perfect league, but I was in the the Diamond League World Series 5 times, and I lost out. So that is luck, basically. 3 of those 5 times were in Game 7, so that is really luck that I did not make it. But I was a free-to-play player with, well, I wasn't a free-to-play player. I played for PT Plus, but that's the only thing I paid for. I did not pay for perfect points or anything else. And I financed that perfect league team with my winnings in tournaments. And mainly in tournaments in iron and in bronze, and a little bit in gold there, but mainly in iron and in bronze tournaments. That's how I financed my perfect league. The problem, in order to get to perfect league, you need to invest. The way you invest is different. Some people are paying with a credit card. Some people are using those tournaments. In a way, it doesn't really matter, but you had to invest to get to perfect league. Now, one of those avenues is gone because of the combinators. Because now you have to invest to get those funds for perfect team. You first have to invest into your league team to get those combinators, and that is such a fundamental shift that I don't think it can be changed by tweaking it. That is my opinion to that. You might get it over this year, yes, but then there has to be a significant change, not only a tweak. If you want to keep it that way, that is. But again, I am not. I don't have the fantasy to see that. Maybe I'm just missing things there. How you could tweak it. If there is a way, hey, I'm the first to try that out.
Yeah, I think, and we talked about this last week, and we said that whichever path this goes down, people are going to be upset. No matter, yes. I don't see a win-win situation for everyone. So you're either going to upset the people that have heavily invested in it, or you're going to upset people that can't afford one way or other with resources to get invested in it. And someone mentioned they got to look for a happy medium, and yeah, I would love that. I'd love there to be a happy medium where both sides have to give and take a little bit. I think that's a difficult process.
Very, very difficult.
Especially with coding. Coding you got to consider too. You can't just say, okay, we're going to do this and push a button and it works. But I do think I trust OOTP because I've seen evidence in the past that they're going to work at something. I don't know what that'll look like, but I think we're going to see something come along. And remember, 2 things. 1, live tournaments, you can still gain resources because there's no combinators. Everyone's equal. Bronze, iron tournaments, if they introduce more of those, then people can start playing those and start winning their packs and resources. 2, power creep. There is going to be power creep, and combinators you've invested in now, hundreds of thousands of perfect points. Guess what? you got to keep investing hundreds of thousands of perfect points. And some people will be able to do that. But people that are investing in combinators now, not everyone's going to be able to repeat that time and time and time again. So I think that's going to slow down some of it too. So live tournaments and the fact that power creep, maybe cards that come out that are better than the combinators for a short period. I don't know. I don't know what that'll look like, but I agree. Whoever said we need to find a happy medium, I trust OOTP will come along with something, but not everyone's going to be happy. But that's impossible to do.
It is totally impossible, but still, with that finding that happy medium is still a band-aid. But I'm fine with a band-aid as long as we're looking for a new solution for OOTP26. So I'm very fine, and you are completely correct, and that's what I wanted to say at the beginning, that as I have seen in the second half of 24, where OOTP reacted on the criticism that was there, and really did an excellent job of doing content in the second half, basically in the dead half of baseball, where the interest for baseball is basically at its lowest, because there's no live baseball. We just had basically the World Series. Everybody is watching football. So that is the time where the interest in baseball is at its lowest. And OOTP and the whole team did keep that interest high by reacting to criticism that was there in the first half of 24, and doing a magnificent job there in the second half of 24. Yeah. And that gives me hope for that we are going to have a band-aid that is working and gets us through 25. But for 26, I think we will need to look at the combinators in a completely different way, and find, if we want to keep that, find a completely different way with that. So but I'm sure that they will find a band-aid that will get us through there. That's the one thing. The other thing, what you're saying is with the power creep. Well, in order to have the power creep that impactful to keep up with the combinators, well, then you just switched it to a different horse. Then the people have to invest in the cards, not in combinators. But they still would have to invest to keep up. And if we have basically, you would have to have basically a new matter every 2 weeks. And a lot of people cannot, free-to-play player cannot afford to have a new matter every 2 weeks, even in cards like Iron and Bronze. I mean, we saw that at the end of last year when the cards came out. You were basically paying what you're now paying for the combinators. You were paying for the best cards that came out in Bronze. They were like 10 to 12,000 points. That's normal, and that was normal for those cards on the first days. And you needed those cards on the first days to stay ahead of the curve, basically. So that is just shifting the thing from one horse to another, to have that power creep in that kind of pace that that it will keep up with the combinators. But still, the power creep will take things away, and of the impact of power, that is totally correct.
Yeah, I think. And a couple of things, because let's face it, there are a lot of free-to-play players, or players that put in just a little bit of money of the game. You've done it. I've done it. Just a little bit of money in whichever shape, way, or form. And a lot of us, like myself, we take safe haven in those lower tournaments, and the Bronze, the Iron, and I've pretty much given up on winning Perfect League, and I did last year, and I have no intentions to even try much this year. If I make it to Diamond Gold, yay, but my passion right now is these lower level tournaments. And one of the things that has happened is all players have been given slots now for quicks, and they begin slots for these other tournaments, which they didn't have last year. So a lot of these really good players that never would have got involved in quicks because it wasn't worth their time, well, they have free slots now. And so they want to use their free slots, and they're getting involved in these Iron and Bronze tournaments. And while they're at it, they're building these combinator heavy teams to dominate in a lot of these tournaments. There is no easy solution, because I've had someone say, well, couldn't we have half tournaments combinator free and half with combinators, and let them fight and let the little guy fight. The problem is the ones that buy all the combinators, they're just going to come over to the non-combinator ones because they're saving money. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just want to dominate in the ones that don't involve combinators? So it's a tricky situation. I have faith in OOTP that they're going to come up with something. I hope they do. And like you said, if it's a Band-Aid, I hope they come out and say, you know what, we're going to change things around for OOTP26. We have a way to combat this, but this year is going to be tricky to do because of coding and all that other kind of stuff. That works for me too. I'm willing to get through if we can find a really good solution for next year.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Now, speaking of bronze tournaments, I showed this yesterday on my stream. When I didn't stream on Monday, Tuesday, I put some time into looking at my bronze tournament because that's my favorite thing. If I could only play one thing in this game, it's bronze tournaments and the bronze PTCS, and hopefully do well. And when I fixed up my team on the weekend, I had a streak I've never had before. Second winner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning, second place, and then periodically a few other wins. So I think if you look at the overall sample of the last 2 days, it's been pretty successful for me in bronze. Now, what does my team look like? Is it full of combinators? Well, let's go into one of these and just take a look. And then D-Block's going to kind of give you some suggestions too on what you can do. Because there are iron and bronze teams with half the team or more with combinators. So this one here, it was a clean sweep. I didn't lose a single game. My chemistry is 12.91%. So there's not a lot of, oh, it's a high chem team. Not at all. And when you look at my pitchers, I got Eovaldi, Pipkin, Schmitz, Wang, Wood, who we all mentioned are, decent options. Quisenberry, Vance, Lee, Raffensperger, Strinovich, and Thurman. Again, some good pitchers. I do have one combinator. As a free-to-play player, I got a combinator, Eovaldi, who just by opening packs and feeding this one card, I've been able to get up to a level 2 rating. I paid 15,000 perfect points, which for me is good. I think this card, if you're going to get combinators, is worth a lot more than 15,000. Yeah. And so I got lucky there. And let's just go check at Nathan. Let's see. Oh, I want to go to the card combinator shop. Remember, there's 2 shops, one for card combinators and one for not. Take all positions, Eovaldi. So right now I paid 15 and someone's willing to pay double that. So people realize that if you're going to combinate bronze, he's one of your options that you want to take. I'm betting Pipkins is even higher.
Max LP, one thing I am doing right now, even though I am very opposed to the combinators, to the way that they are right now. The thing is that I'm guessing a lot of things, so I need to find things out. And I will do. I kind of abandoned my iron team basically because I don't see a way for me to catch up there. But bronze is still basically playable, and but I'm trying to get a decent combinator team, meaning maybe not completely meta, but decent cards as combinators. And I'm not doing this to dominate or anything. I want to know how much does it cost to have this decent combinator team boosted, maybe not even boosted to 5. I'm thinking that I will boost all of them, or try to boost all of them to level 3. I think that will be basically that should be enough. And how much does that cost me? And I think that would be very interesting to see how much does that cost. Is that makeable by a free-to-play player to invest that kind of money to have then something to play and use the winnings of those tournaments to A, get your points back, and B, invest those points, for example, in a different tier or in your perfect league. That's what I since we do not really have any info about that. I thought I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to try to I'm trying to write down what I'm paying for everything, so we'll have a real number there and a free to play number. That means I'm not going to buy points from the shop to buy the combinators in the shop, not to buy points. The thing was suggested here in the chat. Don't make them sellable. If you have them, you have them. Yeah, but the problem is what people are then doing is they're buying perfect points to open packs after packs after packs after packs after packs to get those things. But but the problem really is I'm not going to do this. I'm going to use just the resources that I do get and try to make a combinator team and see how long does it take me, and the second, how much does it cost me? And that, I think those informations that are not out there, I don't think that OOTP has those informations. And if we have those informations, then also for OTP is probably easier to say, well, but it does cost that much, and you cannot expect from a free-to-play player to grind this in a time that they want to invest in a game that they already paid for. Either, or saying, well, actually, guys, if you do put the grind in it, that is doable. Maybe I come to that conclusion. So it's not that I'm trying to prove my point, but I just want to, of course, I want to try to have an open mind here and see where the data is leading me.
And read and chat a little bit. Luop, you're right. I mean, when you get a combinator card, it's already boosted without doing anything to it. It's already given a few ratings. So you get a Evoldi, and he's already better than all the regular Evoldis because he's got a little bit of a boost. Theory on paper, he should be better. This Pipkin's going for 85. There's two people that are willing to pay up almost 100K for this Pipkin. So like we said, he's a really good pitcher, and he's going to be a good combinator card. And I'm right there with D-Block. Like I've kind of got a head start on D-Block in what he's trying to do. I don't want a full team of combinators, but I want to get a few to test out. Does it work? And you saw my results. Once I changed my team around and boosted a couple combinators, I'm starting to have more success. Now, as more people do this, I'll have less success. And maybe it's a very small sample size, yes. Hitters, I've got 3. I've got Rico Petrocelli, who, again, might be the best guy, but I was able to get him for minimum 10,000 perfect points.
And he's a decent one.
Gets
what
the
I
free
meant by
boost.
decent cards.
Oh, decent card, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean with decent cards. So I'm not going to pay 85,000 for Pipkins if I don't get him. So I'm probably not going to be able to do that. But I can get a Petrocelli for 12,000 or something like that.
Yeah. And he's got that kind of Adam Dunn shape. He's a poor man's Adam Dunn in terms of the shape, with a high gap power, and eye. And what can you get him for now? Petro.
12,000,
Oops, that's the wrong
combinator.
One. Wrong shop. There we go. That'd be pretty cheap if you can get him for 26.
Yeah, 12,000. L10.
You can get him cheap, pretty much for minimum, if someone's willing to sell them. Like I said, I got him for bare minimum. And again, you get the free boost. So I've got him, and I boosted him up to what's he at now? A level 2, or level 1. So he's got 1 boost. The other guy I have is Mike Andrews, who I've been able to boost up to level 3, not putting any money into the game. And again, I think he's worthy of a boost. He won't last forever, of course, but for now, he's going to do okay. And of course, this is the fun part. Not the best guy to choose, but a guy I love, a guy I use as a regular card. Let's get the combinator and let's see what Kitty can do. And in this tournament here, 429 average, like 5-game hitting streak, multiple hits every single game. he's having an impact. So I've got 4 combinators, 3 hitters, 1 pitchers, and I'm not going to get another one until I can boost these guys up a little bit. And if you think it costs a gazillion cards, it really doesn't for some of these guys. Like, you'd be surprised how you can boost some of these guys because their teammates are historical bronzes or iron, which you can get for fairly cheap on the card shop, 55 points, 60 points. And just by accumulating those guys, you can get these boosts over a period of time. Like I said, it won't last forever because other cards will come out that pass them. But for now, I'm winning tournaments. I'm getting some packs, and I'm trying to make the most of it with these 4 cards. Card combinator. Take a look at a guy like Kitty, who there's not a lot of his teammates in the game. But Tommy Leach is one of the cheaper gold you can get out there as a historical iron. He's worth 300 points. So for 1,500 points for every Tommy Leach at most, you can get 3,000 points right there just from Tommy Leach's. Sebring, another fairly cheap one, maybe 150, 160 points. I don't pay the going rate. So if I go to the card shop and I put in Sebring, I don't pay the 474. Like, no, I put in a buy order of whatever the level 10 is, 130, 135 maybe, and someone fills it. Within a day or two, I get my card. So you don't have to pay the going listing price. Put in what the level 10 is, maybe a little higher than level 10, because there's not a lot of people fighting for this card. As you can see, there's no other buy orders in there. So in the case of Kitty, the cards I need, Wilbur Wood, he's cheap on the card shop. He's worth 14 points. You're not going to pay up for the Kenley Jansens because they're only worth 10. But you can get a lot of the iron, bronze for really cheap. It's not as expensive, perfect point wise, as you might think, at least to get to level 2 and 3. I don't know. I haven't got beyond that. I'm still working on it. Right now, Rico is at 35% with my duplicates because I only want to get rid of my duplicates. Mike Andrews is at 4%, so but he's already at level 3. Kitty, who's at level 3, is at 81%, so he's almost ready to go. And Eovaldi at level 2 is at 18%. So it's going to take time, but you can do it. You can get to level 2 and 3 within a couple weeks just by packs from Twitch, packs from giveaways, packs you win in tournaments. So that's what I'm doing. I've chosen four cards to go with some other good cards here like Adam Dunn and Jake Stahl. And I'd rather than paying $85,000 for Pipkins, I'd rather buy 7 other cards and have that one boost for now and slowly work on them. That's just my opinion, though. So that has worked for me. That's how I'm trying to battle the combinator situation. I'm having some success. Pick players that are not very expensive, but are still kind of meta cards in the game. Pick 2 or 3, spend the 10,000 to get the minimum card and go from there. Don't boost guys that are not part of your regular team. Like, don't pick a guy because he's a combinator and say, oh, I'm going to spend all these resources boosting him up. No, pick cards you would normally use as regular players and try and get them cheap on the card shop. D-Block, you take over. What do you want to add to the combinator talk?
Basically what you said. I mean, the thing is really, we don't really know how much does it cost to boost those bronze combinators. And that's what I want to find out there. One thing to your tournaments, though, to your quick tournaments, I mean, the shape that we have in the quick tournaments right now, especially in bronze with those double elimination, but basically two losses and you're out. There is so much luck involved in that. So even if you're winning 3 in a row, does not really mean anything. That is the problem there. I mean, that shape of the tournament, I would kind of I would love to have quick tournaments in a best of 5 shape again, at least, to have more to test things out better. But I understand, and I see why the shape, the quicks have the shape that they have with the winnings that they have. I totally see that. And I'm not sure how to change that. That would be something for Nicolino to figure out if they want to do that or not. But to really have a real example to see if something works or doesn't work, we would need to have different quick tournaments. That's the one thing I would
yeah.
to say.
Again, we're just going on the very limited information we have. I agree. There's a lot of luck, but there's something to say for 6 in a row. Yes, 2 in a row, 3 in a row.
Of course.
There's got to be some
the
sort of
combinators help there extremely, and you see that even with a few combinators that you're helping your luck along quite a bit. Let's put it this way. Even with just a very few combinators that you have.
Yeah, and we will see new tournaments added. I know they will. They've done it every year.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to come. They're going to come very soon. I would expect after this PTCS, we're going to see some sort of tournament refresh.
That was for me the thing too with the PTCS coming, that that there will be changes after the PTCS, but before, not before, just because they can. That they want to have this PTCS cycle complete, and for the new cycle to have that for the complete cycle. They'll have a chance to make how can I put it, to make changes there.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to show off on one of your teams or anything like that?
No, not really. Now, the only thing that I am having right now 2 combinators that I've had just one boost in them. I have the Charlie O'Brien as the catcher, and I do have also the kitty there. I got that kitty for minimum. So the Charlie O'Brien, I think I paid 12,000 for that one, but I think that's what I meant with decent cards that are maybe not the complete matter, because the complete matter, if you have like the best card at your position, you will pay between 30 and 50,000 for that. But I don't want to pay that, and I don't think you need to actually to do this. If you're, I think I set myself the limit that I'm not going to pay more than 15,000 for a bronze combinator, and so everything that's more expensive than 15,000, I'm not going to pay.
Yeah, and again, as someone mentioned earlier, if you're not a whale, you got to be patient, and it's okay to be patient. Like, don't overreact, guys. Things will improve over time. It may not be exactly what you want, but it's not exactly what the other person wants either. Just things will change, and just have faith, because always complaining and dissing the company and think they're a company. Like, you got to remember that too. They've got to make a little bit of money. They've got to keep the game going, keep the lights on.
Yes. You
can criticize, you can give suggestions. That's the best thing. Give your suggestions, give your input, because they do listen. So we'll see with this PTCS and tournament refreshes and how things go after that.
Yeah, and definitely. I mean, I want this game to have. Yeah, I want this game to have success, and I want OOTP developments to have success. I want them to pay decent wages to their employees, that they can have a good life, and have the energy and the willingness to invest in programming a computer game, which is a very tough job. Especially, I mean, you have those. They are working right now on OOTP26. If you know computer games, you know that they are already working on 26 and coding that. But the last 2 or 3 months, is probably a phase that most of us have never experienced. The pressure that you're under, and the deadline pressure that you have to make this go, and so many overtime that you have to put in there. So this is a very stressful job, and so I want the employees to have a good income there, and to have that, the game has to be a success, and the company needs to make money for that. And I want there to be an OOTP 25, a 26, a 27, a 35, and a 40, because I really, really, really like this game.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a balance of money that the company has coming in, and still being able to play this game in a way that you have fun without every time just like the normal browser games where you really only can have fun if you have your credit card ready. So that balance is very, very hard to strike, and I think it's getting harder right now, especially after first the pandemic and then all the energy, everything with energy getting more expensive and all that. These are challenging times, especially for computer companies. And I see that they're kind of in a dilemma there. And I think most of the community sees that too. And we are, as a community, I think, willing to work together with OOTP to make this a success.
And so there you go. As D-Block was talking, I went in and bought a few of the Phil Collins, which helps my kitty combinator. And I'm not willing to pay the next price at 53. So I'm going to put a buy order of 28 because I've got 9 of them now. And that's what you need to do. And my 2 pieces of advice, and everyone has different advice, is 1, don't include your combinators in a boost, because you don't know if it does change and you might need those combinators. Maybe you get to sell them back quick. I don't know, but my advice is not to use your combinators as food right now anyway. Number 2 is I don't boost until I get high 90s, like 97, 98. I don't want to take that risk. If you do, be prepared to lose if you're at 75. D-Block's gone through that with one of his cards. At maybe level 1, it might be worth it, but once you get higher and you need more points, I don't want to take that risk. So Kitty, I'm at 82% right now. That's high. 8 out of 10 chance he's going to get boosted to level 4. Go Kitty, but I still don't want to risk it. I could take off my duplicates and select all. He's at 100%, but then I have to go through and I have to delete some cards and things like that, which maybe I'll do, but I kind of just want to get rid of duplicates. So try not to use your combinators as food. Also, they're pretty cheap. I don't know how your Charlie O'Brien is. Are you having success in finding cheaper cards for him?
There are some very good cards for that, but what you just said, really watch out what you're selling there, because I screwed myself out of a better tournament because I boosted the Charlie O'Brien, and suddenly I was missing 4 cards in my quarterfinal.
Yeah. So that's what I do. I take out Jake Stahl. I take out all my Jake Stahls because I don't know which one of these is used in my tournament. So I don't want to risk I don't care about the 16 points or 20 points. Take them all out just to make sure that they don't burn the wrong Jake Stahl and he's out of your bronze tournament. So that's what I do. I go through, and anyone I'm using, their Kitty I don't mind because I already have his combinator. I know I'm not burning the Kitty combinator. But yeah, just double check, and feel free to reach out to D-Block or I if you have questions or want some advice on. We're not giving you all the answers. We're just telling you what we're doing right now. And remember, have fun. Have fun. Like, I'm having fun trying to boost Kitty and Mike Andrews. And if I lose, so what? But I am winning at certain times too. OOTP. How about we open some packs, D-Block? Yes. 10 packs each. Let's do it.
Let's get me a Pipkins.
Let's get the combinator. Now, I don't have the luck of EVC with combinators.
No.
He pulled 4 on Saturday.
Yeah.
So let me put a Hound Biscuit prediction.
Being here. Combinator.
Okay. Will either of us pull a diamond card or better? Okay, well, diamond card or combinator card. Okay, well, either of us pull a diamond card or combinator card. We're going to open 10 regular packs each. And then D-Block's going to open a special pack, which he'll talk about a little bit later. So yes or no. Bet your Hound Biscuits. We'll leave it up for 1 minute. Again, 10 standard packs each. Will either of us get a diamond card or better, or a combinator card? I'd be happy with either. Okay, we'll let the thing go. 400 and yeah, I got a lot of packs here. Just Twitch drops, tournaments. Currently 52 and 45 in silver with my main team here. So they're doing pretty good. It's not my packs only team, so I can buy things off the card shop. And let's see maybe if we can get a couple missions done too. Ezra said he finished the Chase Utley. I just bought Chase because for me, it's worth it you're going to make that money back just from his performance. And he was going pretty cheap. Chase.
Mid-20s. Oh, he's now 17 now already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me to buy
everybody has
them.
So
yeah. And he's still.
I have no idea how he can have 400 packs. It's just, I mean.
What do you mean, have them or just
how you can have them and not open them? I just don't see. I mean, that would. There are so many perfect cards in that. It's just.
I have no time, D-Block. Like it's not me just I'm hoarding them all.
Well, I'll open them for you, no problem.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you my password and I'll end up in perfect. But Utley is still, even in perfect league, someone posted a screenshot and all the top war players this week.
He's still up there.
Utley. He's the guy. Get the guy. Okay.
He's there because of his stealing. It's not so much his bat, but the stealing is what he really gets up there. He's the only one who can really steal. Has like 80 steals and only been caught like 10 times.
Well, we have a pretty wide range of predictions here. 99% think we're going to get a diamond or combinator card in the standard packs. 1% say no. 2 people. So if we don't, those two bettors are going to profit pretty big here. So let's open 10 packs. 10 standard. Diamond or a combinator.
Who do you want to start?
I'll go first because you're going to end off with a specialty pack. And this is where if I can get some Kitty teammates or Mike Andrew teammates, even better, because you can only buy 10, but if you pull them in packs, you can add to that. So, and if I pull a Kitty or a Doggy Miller, you know what comes with it. Pack number 2. Gold card. Vlad, not a duplicate. Okay. Pack 3. Last chance to live spec too, because Monday they should come out with the update. Oh, we got a future legend.
And a good one, actually.
Yeah.
I like that one.
My thought, if you can't make my team now and I don't play those tournaments, I sell them while they're high still at a pretty good level. So
yeah, but they're not high.
No, but they'll be lower. Part of 2 missions too.
I'm not going to sell them just to get those 1,000 points. Yeah. And I have to buy them back later if we have the Future Legend missions at the end there, and I will have to buy them back for like 4 times that much.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Tip O'Neill. What do we got? 3 more? 3 more? 2 more? Did pretty good on golds today, but 1 more pack to try and get that combinator or a diamond card. What do we got? We've got no new cards from today. We did get a few gold. but nothing else. All right, D-Block, it is your turn. We got 10 standard packs. And then, oh, what's that in the corner there on the right-hand side?
Oh, the piece on the sale. That's what it was on this side here.
That pretty brown pack. How did you get that?
Yesterday I won. What did I win? I won celebrating 25 years of OOTP.
Show us what you won. Who you crushed? Who did you disappoint? They were crying in their beer that they almost got that perfect pack. Who was it? Oh, 4-1 in the final.
No, 4-3.
Was it
the finals here?
Okay.
In 7 games, and game 7 was 7-0 drubbing.
7-0, and this is a draft, right? Yeah, this was a draft.
That's a draft, yeah.
All right,
remember I
congratulations.
did win the pop-up draft too, so
yes, you did. Unfortunately, though, this is not an all perfect pack. This is just
not yet. And it's not a choice pack, Diamond Tournament Edition choice pack. Yeah, but you see, the Series MVP is actually a life card.
Oh,
and he was he got 3 MVPs.
He might be the best live hitter. Him and Soto, I think.
Definitely. Right? Yeah, he's the best live card out there.
Okay, let's rip.
Best live hitter, yeah. Let's do it. Let's open those 10 standard packs.
Diamond Pipkins combo, or that new 69 catcher.
Well, actually, I don't want them here on this. That's the packs only team, so not sure if I want him here.
Oh, okay. All right, 10 standard, and then we'll rip that perfect.
Nothing here. Nothing.
Ooh. Yeesh. Four. 5. 6. 7. That's not even a gold yet. 8. 2 more to go.
Unbelievable. Come on, guys, here. This cannot be.
And this is your packs only, right?
That's the packs only team, yeah.
1 more to go. Got to be here.
Wow.
Congratulations to the 2 people, the 1% that said we would not get a diamond or a combinator card. Do not open packs on my channel. I'll warn you. Do not open packs here.
Do I really want to open the perfect pack here now?
Yes, your luck has to change. You convinced me to play Kitty and the dog song. So, okay. All right. Don't flip it yet, though. Just open it up, but don't flip it. Okay, don't flip it. We're going to get people one more chance to try and get some Hound Biscuits. I'm only going to leave it up for 30 seconds, though, so they have to bet very quickly. Will it be a historical or live? Historical or live? And we'll leave it up for 30 seconds. We know it's not a combinator.
Ooh, yeah, okay. We know.
The betting is on. Bet your Hound Biscuits.
The last
will D-Block roll a historical
lives?
Got another 30, 20, 15 seconds. I'm calling, you know what? Let's go big. Let's go with, who was the perfect pitcher that came out today?
Bieber.
Oh, yeah, Bieber. Yeah. I'm going with Bieber. All right, the bets are in. 58% say historical, 42% say live, which is pretty much your rate anyway.
That is correct. JFTHE, what the searchers? The searchers. That is correct. But in my life, last 4 perfects have been, or 3 or 4 have been live cards.
So this was a 128 team tournament, right?
265.
Oh, you should get 2 perfect packs for that.
Yeah.
For winning a 256 team tournament, our good friend D-Block. Just wait. I got to find it. Where is it? There it is. Our good friend D-Block is The good news is it's not a duplicate. And, you know, on a packs only team, he could probably play in your lineup. Look at that home run suppression. That control.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah. And you're in, this is silver? Yeah, you're in silver. Let's look at your pictures there. Let's take a quick look. Does he go into your lineup? Oh, yeah. Home run suppression. He probably takes out that Eovaldi. Or him.
Well, Eovaldi is not doing bad here.
Yeah, you don't want to mess if they're doing pretty good. I guess that's true.
That's the live Eovaldi, and yeah, normally I would say yes, him, but he's not doing bad here.
Quintana might be your worst pitcher right now with Strasburg and Kim. Yeah,
this the fella card. He's doing pretty well.
Oh, yes. We just couldn't hit on anything today.
The Kim is doing really bad.
But I'm not going to end on a losing note. 10 more packs to lead us off here because we got to hit something. We have to. Let me pay out that prediction first. It was a live. There we go. All right. I got 400 packs. We're not going out without a diamond, folks. Diamond or combo. I don't care. Come on. Put a smile on my face at least here. Or a baseball reference. We don't stop until we get a baseball reference, diamond, or combo. It's going to come within the next 10 packs. Come on. Come on. This is bad, D-Block. Holy. EVC would have pulled 3 perfects by now. Whew. All right. There we go. We got a diamond. And a card I don't have. So I can walk away semi. Oh, we got a, let's see. Oh, we got a Jason Adam. Okay. We got another specialty card? No. Okay, 3 more. Just 3 more. Just 2 more. Just 1 more lap. Okay, last one. Okay, we're good. Well, D-Block, we're going to raid over to NA Space here, unless Chad has any more questions here. We covered quite a bit here. It was, a fun episode going through those things. We played some trivia, did the bounty tournament. We lost there. We just lost everywhere. What are you doing on this weekend, D-Block? What's your plans?
Friday, tomorrow, the big derby, FC St. Pauli against Hamburg SV. the Inner City Derby in Hamburg. Hamburg SV, one of the biggest clubs in Germany. Champions League winner, several national champions, cup winner. And tomorrow is the big derby in the Hamburg SV Stadium in front of 60,000. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. And I'm going to be watching hockey. The Edmonton Oilers have advanced to round number 2, beating out the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah,
got a few games going.
7.
What's that?
Not in 7 this time.
Yeah. I was surprised that they took care of them that quickly. But yeah, I'm going to be watching some hockey and hunting down that new bronze card, that catcher.
Yeah, then in 4 days, I think there is the draft lottery, right?
Yeah. Chicago.
Celebrini.
Were they in the bottom 5?
They're in the second worst team.
Okay, there we go. All right. I want this combinator. Will you be celebrating? We'll find out.
Celebrini, yeah. If we get Celebrini, I will celebrate, of course.
Yeah. Good Canadian player. All right. D-Block, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks as always. I know I usually have you on Tuesdays. Thanks for spending the Thursday with us.
No problem.
Community, thank you guys. High five out to the community that have been here since the beginning of the show. Man, oh man, oh man. You guys are the best. We love you and hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, wonderful evening. If you missed the Twitch drops from Spore today, they repeat it tonight. So you can catch your repeat there. In the meantime, if you still need some more affiliate drops, hang tight. We're going to send you over to NASpace. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. Bill Raridan, I'm coming after you, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next episode.
Bye, boy.
A very good friend of mine told me something the other day. I'd like to pass it on to you. I believe what he said to be true. He said we're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day, and the sun is shining in this rainy city, and the sun is shining. Oh, well, isn't it a pity? And every year has its share of tears, but every now and then it's gotta rain. We're here for a good time.